I've purchased a lot of consoles from GameStop over the past year, and somehow they've progressively gotten worse and worse. And so in this video, we'll go through every console I've gotten, and you'll see firsthand just how far off the rails GameStop has gone. I bought two refurbished PS5 Slims from GameStop, and in this video, we're going to unbox them, test them out, tear them down, and see if we got ripped off. Now, first of all, this box is comically large, but let's open it up and see what they sent us. Alright, well, they look exactly the same as the regular PS5 from GameStop, so hopefully they actually sent me a Slim. Yeah, I got those out, and you can see here on the packing slip, they do say Slim Console Disc Edition. Let's just go ahead and open these up, and you can see, actually here on the back, it says Slim 3, GameStop refurbished, so I guess it is a Slim, but let's find out. Alright, so first thing we find is this big white box, which should have our accessories, and guys, of course, my first question here is, how does GameStop already have refurbished units of the PS5 Slim less than 2 months after it came out? Also, by the way, I paid like $4.50 per console here. We do have our Slim down here, and wow, no, no. They didn't do it. Oh yeah, they had some dirt, grime, or something on their console, and GameStop went and did a spot refurbish with their magic eraser, so rubbed right there, and right there. Oh, that's rough. This thing looks awful for being less than 2 months old. Alright guys, can we just take a second here to talk about the fact that GameStop is already selling a bunch of these refurbished PS5 Slims like 2 to 3 months after launch. I mean, first of all, they actually have the Slim Digital Edition available, refurbished, which is strange because there's just not many of these available. You also have the Disc Edition like I have in this video, and then I added as many possible to my cart. I added 5 of each, and they're just all available. So you know they have a bunch of the Disc Edition and Digital Edition, and it's just kind of like, are people trading these in? Is GameStop getting these via returns? And like, why are they refurbishing them? Like, what needs to be refurbished in these consoles 2 months after launch? Like, are people getting these this dirty? Are they breaking them? I don't get it. Strange, but let me know down below if you have any insight. Oh my goodness, here on the front, even the black part is magic erased. All right, well, let's put that to the side for a second and see what's inside of this box. I will be very Dude, they included 3D printed horizontal stands. Are you kidding me? 3D print, I knew these things were gonna get lost immediately. We also have it's not even the right USB cable. On the PS5 Slim, they have 2 USB-C ports here in the front. We do have a regular USB on the back, USB-A, or 2 of them. But the PS5 Slim came with a USB-C to USB-C cord for that reason, because there's 2 C's in the front. And so this is kind of an issue when we have a USB-A to USB-C. That's lame. Now, next up, let's take a look at this controller, and the controller looks, hold on, what is wrong with these sticks? Dude, these sticks don't feel right. Dude, the more I look at this controller, the worse it is. So hopefully you can see it, but they magic erased the entire back, the top, the front, even the front. Like this part right here is magic erased. So is that. Even the touchpad is magic. Wow. And then they got these stickers all over it. Replaced thumbsticks. I can almost guarantee we have drift, because why wouldn't we at this point? This is atrocious so far. Let's put this stuff to the side, and let me open up this other console. Now, I will note before I open this that we have Slim number 4 here, so I almost wonder if I got like the 4th Slim ever refurbished by GameStop here, the 3rd and 4th ones, and that's why they're so bad. They just don't know what they're doing, but let's open it up. All right, I got the same box, pull that out. I mean, at least they used some bubble wrap down here. Put that to the side. Let's take a look at this console, and wow, same thing on the top here, where it looks like somebody put the greasy fingerprints all over it. Like, dude, it's not that hard to take a wet wipe or anything and just wipe that down. Like, if you're gonna refurbish it, please like clean it a little bit. Same deal here on the back side. Like, at least this back side, they didn't use magic eraser on it. Maybe a little bit, but it's just a bunch of like fingerprints and stuff. I guess those are fingerprints. I don't know. Then here on the front, it doesn't look great. I mean, it's not quite as bad as the other one. Just looking through the cracks, they don't look too dirty. I can't imagine how these things would be dirty, considering they came out like less than 2 months ago. But anyways, let's go ahead and open up this box and see what the accessories are. Gave us another 3D printed stand for the horizontal stands. We also have HDMI cable, power cable. Oh wow, they gave us the right USB cable. Cool. So USB-C to USB-C. We have a controller, of course. They definitely replaced the thumbsticks on this one as well. They don't feel quite right. They just feel different. This one doesn't look as bad as the other one because it doesn't have magic eraser marks all over it. Console number 2 is at least better than console number 1 so far, but still just so strange they include these horizontal stands. I guess it's like, if they work, they work. So let's talk about the horizontal stands here for a second. Now, first of all, I will say it is very nice. You can 3D print your own stands or buy 3D printed stands. I mean, I even found this eBay listing for $10. You can get 2 horizontal stands, and the concerning part to me, though, is that the fact that we have 24 sold already, and you know this is not the only listing, so it's just telling me that there's a ton of people that 2 months into the life cycle are already losing these stands. I mean, I'm not surprised. I called it a couple months ago when I bought the PS5 Slim that people are going to lose these things like crazy because they're small. They just kind of slide into place like so, and of course they will probably get lost in a few months. But it's just a bit concerning. And I will say, second of all, how does GameStop not have a contact with Sony to say, hey, can we just buy these things in bulk? I mean, GameStop's a big company. I feel like for their size, they should be selling a bit more officially than 3D printed stands. You know, they're not just some dude selling out of the garage. I mean, that's kind of how they act these days. I don't know, man. It's kind of a red flag to me for a company this big. All right, guys, I have the OEM horizontal stands here next to the 3D printed ones, and I will say that I completely forgot the OEM ones actually have a grip on the bottom to keep your PS5 from sliding around, so that's gonna kind of suck. Let me just test that out real quick and see if this PS5 will slide around. Yeah, cool. So if you touch your PS5 at all, it's going to be moving around your table, which is just, it's not ideal. I mean, it works, but dude, how do you lose these things 2 months in? Now, next up, I want to compare a brand new controller to the GameStop controller, and you can just tell right off the bat that the analog sticks are completely different. So this one's the OEM controller, this is the GameStop controller, and these sticks are just, they're thicker. The outside band is larger, and the grip is just not there. They're very slidey. The OEM DualSense controller sticks are actually very sticky and just very grippy. Not a great start for GameStop, but let's go ahead and plug in console number 3 and see if it works. All right, console plugged in. Let's go ahead and turn it on. You got power, no free games. Let's plug in the controller and get this thing booted up. So unfortunately, a little bit of our footage got corrupted, so I just wanted to mention kind of what happened. I booted up this console, and the first thing it made me do was update the controller, and like it would not let me use the controller at all without updating. And after a little bit of research, it appears that back in like September 2022, there was an update where you had to update your controller or else it would just turn off by itself and you couldn't use it at all. So that tells me that this PS5 controller has not been used since like 2022. So they just refurbished this thing like a year and a half ago and just now give it to me. Kind of crazy, but yeah, let's get into the rest of the video now. Oh, and of course I can't use my disk drive because I got to register it. It said I have an update too, so let me go to the settings and let's see what system software we're on. All right, so we're on 8.4, which is almost the most recent one. It does tell me that somebody actually used the console and did update this at some point. So let's go ahead and do the next update so I can actually register my disk drive, and then we'll come back. Yay, I can use my disk drive now. Woohoo! It's always the concept of connecting to the internet to use a disk drive is always gonna blow my mind, man. Cool, so we're not banned. The game seems to be loading up here. Let's make sure it's actually installing. Yep, it is installing. Got Ash's Playroom. We'll go ahead and download that. And we'll run some tests here. Make sure this PS5 actually works. Make sure the controller works, and then we'll move on to the second one. All right, boot it up into Astro's Playroom. We're gonna do the controller demo real quick, and I just wanted to mention that I can't get over how rough this controller feels from all those magic eraser marks on the side. It's just like, it doesn't feel like a DualSense anymore. It just feels like trash, honestly. But the adaptive triggers work, which is good to see. Usually those things break. Touchpad is good. Motion sensor, yeah, motion sensor is good. All right, guys, I've been playing Astro's Playroom for like 10 minutes, and no issues so far. I always check, at least to play for a little bit, because I'll show it on the pit screen, but I've showed it a million times. I had this PS5 a couple years ago that I bought from eBay that was supposedly refurbished, and it had GPU issues, and you can clearly see in the video here. But this console seemed to be good to go, despite how ugly it looks and how poor the controller is. It is physically, in terms of software, it is fully functional. So we'll go ahead and turn this thing off and boot up the second PS5 and see if it works. All right, next up here, console number 2. Let's go ahead and turn it on. We got power, no free game inside. Let's go ahead and boot it up and make sure it works. All right, there we are again. Disk drive cannot work. You know, I've talked about this before, but it's gonna be weird in 20 years when people are trying to buy a used PS5 Slim console and they have to connect to the internet to update their console, and it's just like physically not possible because there's no PlayStation 5 servers. Maybe there'll be a workaround by then. I sure hope so. But system software is 8.4, so same as the last one. It does appear it's been turned on and used since the console came out. Let's go ahead and put a disc in to start with. Actually, I don't think we can because we have not connected to the internet. Let's check. Yeah, it physically just like, it won't even turn on. It's just amazing. All right, let's go ahead and update the console, sign in, do all that jazz, and then we'll see if the disk drive works. All right, got this console updated, signed in, everything's good to go. We're on Ash's Playroom now. Hold on, unplug this thing. But this adaptive trigger is kind of weird. Like, just listen to this. Well, anyways, everything else in the controller demo worked. Let's go ahead and play a few minutes though, and make sure there's no graphical glitches. This controller is kind of garbage. I mean, it's fine. The game's working fine. It's just like, it's so loud because this adaptive trigger is kind of trash. Guys, this console's working fine, other than the fact that it's just beat up. But let's go ahead and take these two consoles apart, open them up, and see if they actually refurbished anything. So before we open the consoles up, I actually want to do a quick thermal test of both consoles just to see if we can see anything weird with the heat signature. And on the right side is console number 1, you know, the first console I unboxed. And this one over here is the second one I unboxed. And just taking a quick look at the heat signature on the back, this console, the hottest spot I can find was like, where was it at? 129, 130. And then this console over here was actually a bit cooler at 123, 124. So it's like 5 to 10 degrees cooler, even though they are running the exact same game, exact same scene. And now I also want to do the sniff test here. So console 1, console 2, and this kind of gives you, honestly, a good gauge of if there's going to be anything sketchy going on inside of the consoles, like cockroaches, dirt, dust, anything. The first one smelled fine. That one actually smells on the left side a little bit like cleaning solution, but so maybe GameStop actually opened it up and cleaned it, but I don't know. Let's go ahead and open the consoles up and see what's going on inside of them. And looking at this side, I'm trying to remember if there's anything on this side that's worth noting. No, let's flip over to the other side. I mean, the plates have definitely been taken off before because they popped off super easy, which happens when they have been taken off. Taking that off, I mean, there's like a tad bit of dust in here, but not much to write home about, and the warranty sticker is still fully intact, so they definitely have not opened this thing up. Taking a closer look in here, I mean, there's like a little bit of dust in the fan, but honestly, I'd be really surprised if this console was super dusty considering it came out less than 2 months ago. Yeah, it's still kind of the deal where, why is GameStop calling these things refurbished when all they're doing is scrubbing down the outside, making it look worse, and not opening it up, not cleaning it out, whatever. I mean, GameStop even has a used category, so why not just call it used? But let's go ahead and open up the other console as well. What is, hold on. That's a bug leg. Do a super zoom there. That's a bug leg. And I saw another one over here on this plate, but I just brushed it off because I thought nothing of it. But that's a bug leg. That's strange. And the console smells fine. Doesn't smell like bugs. If you guys have ever had a roach console, you know those things do not smell good. But yeah, guys, overall, consoles were definitely not worth the purchase price. I mean, for 50 bucks more, you can get a brand new Slim that comes with either Spider-Man 2 or MW3. So that's just like a no-brainer. Only people like me would buy this thing. But guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know down below what you think about this GameStop debacle, and I'll see you guys next time. I bought 2 refurbished PS3 Slim consoles from GameStop, and in this video, we're going to unbox them, test them out, tear them down, and see if we got ripped off. Now this is a bit weird because I haven't seen GameStop sell PS3 consoles in like 3 or 4 years, and then all of a sudden I found these 2, but I don't know. Let's open them up and see what's inside. And I will say I am actually a bit disappointed we don't have a special box because I look forward to seeing GameStop's interesting exterior boxes, but we got plenty of packaging here. We have a USB cable there for charging. We have an HDMI cable. We have a power cable. We have a control. No way. Is that seriously what I just pulled out of the box? Oh, wait. Nope, it's completely jacked up. What an awful start for GameStop. At least it's an OEM controller. Wow, that's actually surprising to be an OEM controller. Now let's go ahead and check out this console. I'm really excited to see what kind of condition this thing's in right here. Okay, it's not great. What did they even wipe this down? What happened here? You get like white marks all over the top of it. It feels slick, like they used a weird cleaning solution on it. I mean, I guess it's good they didn't magic erase it, but it's got quite a weird cleaning solution feel all over this thing. And actually right off the bat, we do have all 4 rubber feet, which is extremely surprising. And yeah, other than that, it actually does look really good, other than the fact that it's got white specks all over it. And now my hands are like slick. I don't even know how to describe it. That's very, I don't know what kind of solution this is. But let's go ahead and put this one to the side, and let's open up the second one now. All right, let's hope this is a little bit better. All right, we have a HDMI cable, power cable. Those look good. We also have a USB cable. Looks like the right one. Now, time for the controller reveal. And, ooh, right off the bat, this is a whole lot better. And it's a DualShock 3, which is good to see. And I will say, this controller actually seems pretty clean and in pretty nice condition. Wow. Now let's pull out this console, and oh, no. This looks so bad. All right, first of all, it again has all these weird spots all over it. And it was definitely magic erased. I'll throw some B-roll because you can just, the B-roll will really hammer this home because, man, this thing looks awful. This might be the worst console I've ever gotten from GameStop. At least they have not, at least they didn't magic erase the glossy part right there. That's, I guess, a positive. And bottom looks about the same. They've definitely both been opened up because they don't have the warranty seal intact here, which you typically see if it's not opened up before. And, oh wait, hold on, I just noticed we are missing literally all 4 rubber feet. Also missing this cover right here. I would expect for a refurbished console to actually have the rubber feet because it's refurbished unless they tell me otherwise. But yeah, I don't know what's going on here with all these spots here. This one is also very slick. Like I actually dropped it when I was pulling it out of the package because it just slid out of my hand from whatever kind of solution they used. But yeah, this one's got the double whammy of a weird cleaning solution and magic eraser. Whew, man, that's so rough. And the other thing I noticed here, let me just, I'll show some B-roll on the screen, but basically I noticed that the HDMI port on the two consoles looks a bit different, so I think at least one of them has been replaced. I don't know if they refurbished anything on the inside. I don't know if they replaced thermal paste. I don't know if they cleaned the inside. We'll, of course, open these both up later and check out the insides. But let's go ahead and start with console number 1, plug it in, turn it on, and see if it works. And I don't know how I didn't notice this in the first controller, but it's got this like massive dent here in the bottom of the just the outer ring here. I guess that could have happened in shipping. I would assume so, because I hope they're not sending out controllers that look like this, but you never know with GameStop. Let's plug it in and see if it works. All right, console's plugged in. Let's turn it on. We got life. Any free games? Nope, nothing inside. I am curious if this console or this controller will even turn on. All right, cool. Once it's plugged in, it's working though. We'll see if it charges up. Let's go ahead and just go through this whole setup process here. Make sure we get to the main screen, and then we'll just go through a plethora of tests. All right, so first step here, we're booted up. Console was factory reset by GameStop. Now let's go ahead and scroll down to the system info. I'm gonna see we're on 4.9. We have a 320 gig hard drive. That's good to see. Let's go ahead and just start by sticking a game in and see if it works. Got a couple games to try here. We have The Last of Us, which really pushes PS3, so it's a good game to test and see if this thing is, really handling PS3 games. We also have a PS1 game because PS3 games, or PS3 consoles, all PS3 consoles can play PS1 games. So let's go ahead and start out with The Last of Us here and see if this bad boy can handle it. Nice, that's a good start. All right, so the this mechanism works, but not well. If they had actually refurbished it, they would open it up and clean the rollers, and that there's like a 95% chance that would have fixed that issue. Now that's not a big issue, but again, it just goes back to the whole refurbished thing. What is refurbished? Why don't they just call it used if it's not refurbished? Come on, man. But let's go ahead and boot up Last of Us here and see how long I can play. So I've been playing Last of Us for like 10 or 15 minutes now, and this thing's honestly running like a champ. The fans ramped up like maybe one level, still super quiet. There's a little bit of heat coming out the back. The top is super cool. So, in terms of performance, it's running really well. And just for reference, like when I played this on a backwards compatible PS3 from DK Oddies a couple months ago. Oh, yikes. There it is. All right, so we got about 3.5 minutes into gameplay, and it overheated. The console died in like 5 minutes after playing The Last of Us, so that's kind of where I'm coming from. But let's go ahead and, oh yeah, actually the one main issue here is, of course, this this controller's jacked up. So if you want to always go forward on your right stick, this is a perfect solution. Otherwise, it's working. Let me check out this PS1 game real quick, and we'll make sure it's good to go. Well, that's not good. It appears that our PS1 game is frozen. Been like this for a good 30 seconds at this point. I know this game works because I've tried it on other consoles. Yeah, I guess let me try it again. So the game did start working. I'll just chalk up the issue to I don't know, just a PS1 hiccup. But let's go ahead and move on to console number 2. And that's just glorious, man. No rubber feet at all. It just slides around. Oh, man, that's like my pet peeve is having no rubber feet. But I'm a little worried about this one because of just how bad this one looks. Let's go ahead and turn it on, plug in the controller, and see what it does. Cool, well, we're booted up here. Let's go ahead and check out the system information here. We are on 4.9, 320 gigs. Looks about right. I guess this is on 4.9 as well. I guess they're probably just updating all the consoles, which would honestly surprise me if they are doing that. Let's go ahead and put in, we'll start with MW2 this time, just verify the controller works. I will say this controller, okay, that was a weird start. Once I pushed it in, it went in a little better, but gave me a really strange noise. Let me try that one more time. Okay, that's better. All right. To be fair, the PS3 disc drives just in general, especially on the Slims, I find are very jank. They just sound and feel crappier than they should, but if it works, it works. I will say this controller though, this is a nice controller. Like, you don't see a whole lot of really nice condition DualShock 3s these days, so it's always a surprise to me when I get one that actually is in nice condition. But of course, we'll test out the controls and make sure it actually works, so let's do that. Yeah, controller's definitely good to go here. Console's still running well. Let me go ahead and put in The Last of Us, and we'll see how long it'll last. So basically the same thing as the other PS3. Played The Last of Us for like 10 or 15 minutes. Console's running great. It ramped up a little bit in terms of fan speed, but it's still very quiet, pushing out the heat out the back. I'll show some thermal imaging on the screen so you can kind of see the heat signature, but pretty normal stuff. Let's go back to the main menu, put in the PS1 game, and make sure it works. So PS1 game is working, which is no surprise there, and now we get to the fun part, where we get to tear down these consoles, see what it looks like on the inside, and see if GameStop actually opened these up, if they replaced anything, if they cleaned anything, and kind of just get a little peek into GameStop's process here and see what they're doing. Now back to console number 1. Let's go ahead and open this one up. And man, I forgot how bad the bottom looked with those white specks there. It's so strange. But we'll start with the hard drive here, take it out, and then we'll take everything else apart and just take a look at the inside. So hard drive is usually a pretty good indicator of what the rest of the console will look like. You know, if it's dusty, then the inside will probably be dusty, but this one's really clean, so maybe they did, actually there's a little bit of dust, but maybe they did actually open this up and clean it out. Let's go ahead and find out. Did they magic erase the inside of this thing? I can't, hold on. Okay, so this might be one of the consoles where, for whatever reason, it just looks scratched up on the inside, or they might have magic erased it. That would be wild if they actually magic erased the inside of a console. You can see a little bit of dust there from the fan. Oh yeah, the fan is definitely dusty, so I don't think they came in here and cleaned out anything. It doesn't look dirty, it's just that, you know, if they cleaned it out, the fan would not be dirty. But let's go ahead and just keep going further down to the board and take a closer look. So I did want to take a look at the rollers because they clearly weren't pulling the disc in quite as they should. And there's 4 rollers in there, little wheels in there that basically roll the disc inside. And you can just tell by the front of the disc drive that it's kind of dusty. So I'm sure those rollers in there are a bit dusty as well. It doesn't even have to be super dusty. Just if there's a little bit of dust, then it can definitely make the disc a little bit slower to roll in. So they definitely did not do any cleaning there. Let's go ahead and take the entire board out of the chassis now. Okay, so here on the bottom, what in the world? Okay, so the bottom almost looks like it has the same cleaning solution, maybe. Like it's got just like some white specks and stuff there. Maybe, I almost wonder if like some of the cleaning solution leaked into the case. I remember that happening with some Lukey Game stuff like a year ago. A weird solution. There's like even some, like, I almost call it leakage inside of the, where the card slots are. I don't know, there's weird stuff going on where it's like they cleaned it kind of, but not really. And looking at the bottom of the case here, it's not like, I don't know, it's not filthy, but it definitely was not cleaned out. Like, you know, if they came in here and cleaned it out, it wouldn't have a layer of dust in here. Let's go ahead and take the 2 clamps off here, take a look at the thermal paste and see if they replaced it, because that's the telltale sign. Like, did they replace the thermal paste? If they didn't, then it's, you know, obviously they did not fully refurbish it. Let's check it out. All right, here comes the big reveal, and nope, sure enough, they did not replace it. That's definitely the OEM paste, which, to be honest, the OEM paste doesn't look awful for how old it is, but clearly they should have replaced that. And we have this other real, that's kind of funny, just seeing a little thermal pad there. The other thing I want to check here is the HDMI port, because like I said earlier, I'm pretty sure one of these HDMI ports was replaced. Definitely not this one. This one looks fine. In fact, the board itself, just in general, looks fine. I don't see anything obvious they replaced. So I'm really curious what was refurbished about this console. I don't know that they fixed anything. They clearly did not come in here and clean anything out. I mean, maybe the disk drive was bad. Maybe maybe they replaced the laser. I don't know, kind of a mystery. Let's go ahead and move on to console number 2 and see if they refurbished that one. Oh wait, I was putting this PS3 away and I just found us a little bug. Great, what it looks like a ladybug or something, or just a shell. Ew, come on, man. Really, look at that there, guys. You see, if these things were actually refurbished, then I wouldn't have to deal with bugs, but it's always bugs. All right, now start with the hard drive again, and yeah, this hard drive is actually a bit dustier, so of course I highly doubt they opened. Oh wait, nope, we got some dust bunnies coming out. Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. All right, let's open it up. Pop the top off, and oh yeah. Oh man. All right, so first of all, still bunches of just dust and grime up here. It looks like we have some dirt or something ingrained into the case there, which is strange. And of course, we got our good old dust bunnies. Let's go ahead and take the power supply and disk drive out. Take a look at the board. All right, let's pull this board out here. And oh yeah, we got this, actually it's not too terrible on the bottom. It is dusty, but yeah, not terrible, except for the fact that we have more dust bunnies hiding down here, which is just always awesome. Wow, yeah, this bottom piece is even, wow. It looks like a desert. Let's go ahead and take off the metal shielding, take a look at the thermal paste and see what it looks like. All right, let's pop this board out here, if it doesn't get stuck. And yep, same deal here. So thermal paste is definitely not replaced. And this one is definitely dirtier. We got just caked in, you know, good old dust bunnies around the heat sink, especially the heat sink and the chips as well. And taking a closer look, this is the one that I thought the HDMI port might have been replaced because it looked a bit different, but you know, it doesn't look like a GameStop replacement job. It looks like it's from factory. I do see some flux there, but I think that's just from factory as well. So these consoles are both kind of another mystery from GameStop, where they clearly were not opened and cleaned. I don't know if they fixed anything. It doesn't appear they fixed anything, but at least they both work. And honestly, the price is not bad for a 320 gigabyte PS3 for $113 is not bad at all, to be honest. Guys, let me know down below what you think, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. I bought 2 refurbished Xbox 360 consoles from GameStop here in 2024, and in this video, we're gonna unbox them, test them out, tear them down, and see if we got ripped off. Alright guys, so 2 more smaller boxes inside of that large box. We have 2 360s here, and looking at the side, you can see it says, this one is an Xbox 360 Black, Slim, 4 gigabyte, GameStop refurbished, which you know doesn't mean a whole lot, but we got some bubble wrap here, and we've got the controller. Ooh. Hold on. Okay, that looked a little bit better once I rubbed it off, but, oh, the bumpers are actually, wow, they click, which is surprising. Triggers feel good, buttons feel, that button's really, Oh no. That button is really sticky. Wow, how did they think that was acceptable? All right, we'll revisit that here in a second. Now, we also have, is this a power cable? What is this? No, that's an HDMI cable. Okay, cool. We also have a random battery just kind of laying in here. That's cool, I guess. Oh, and another battery. And over here we have a power supply. Let's hope it's OEM, and nice, it is. Hey, that's a really clean power supply. Okay. Now, time for the big reveal. Did they did they destroy this thing? Did they scratch it up? And oh, this console looks good. No way. Oh, wait. I spoke too soon. Hold on, guys. It's not as bad as some stuff I've seen, but yeah, there's definitely still some magic eraser right here. Luckily, it's on the bottom, and it's kind of hard to see, so it's not awful. You know, we've seen some really bad magic eraser marks in the past here. But yeah, this is actually not terrible considering what I've seen from GameStop. Luckily, it's a matte console instead of glossy. The glossy one would probably look horrible. Let's go ahead and check and see if we have a hard drive. We shouldn't, but yeah. I would have bought one with a hard drive if I could, but they only had the 4 gig available. And now, another thing I just noticed here, just let me know if you notice something off here. So yeah, the power supply is correct, but the cable that goes from the power supply to the wall is just straight up wrong, which is just great. I mean, I have tons of extras, but just classic GameStop there. But next up, we have another 360, like I said. This one is also a slim. This one is actually white, and it's also GameStop refurbished. Now, I'm pretty curious what a white GameStop refurbished console will look like. I feel like there's a good chance it looks horrible, but let's open it up, see what's inside. All right, guys, got this open. And ooh, they paired a white controller with the white console, and hey, this controller, it looks pretty good. The triggers are okay, not horrible. The buttons are not sticky, that's a good sign. And of course, we got the battery pack there and stuff with a million different stickers on it. And this one, this controller is definitely magic erased. I don't know if you can see it very well, but there's just tons of scratches all over the back here. We also got this, what is this? Oh, interesting. Hold on, is this a GameStop HDMI cable? I have never seen that before. It even says GS on it, like as in GameStop, and it's braided. Looks like it's probably a 10-foot cable, which is cool. Now here's the power cable, and this thing, it's kind of funny how it's wrapped, but looks like it is the right power cable this time. And power supply is OEM, nice. Pretty good looking power supply as well. Now for the big reveal, I'm pretty sure the white 360 is a glossy 360 too, so this is about to look bad, man. I don't know if I can, oh wait. First of all, we got a battery that's all beat up. Nice. Now time for the reveal, and oh, okay. Well, that's. Let me put this to the side first. All right. First glance here on the top, not horrible. I don't see any magic erasing marks yet. It is pretty scratched up, which is kind of expected to use console, but I'm just hoping there's no intentional scratches here. And wow. Hold on. I actually do not think they magic erased this console, which is very surprising. Flipping to the back, I don't see any magic eraser marks there either. Flipping to the front, there's a few scratches there that look like it could be magic eraser, but no, I think this actually, there's a few marks there that I think might be magic eraser, but this actually looks not bad. If you guys remember, I'm trying to think back now, but I'm pretty sure a few years ago I actually bought another white 360 from GameStop, and they had magic erased the entire thing to the point where I was like, was this console glossy or matte to start with? I don't know. I'll try to find some footage and put that on the screen here, but that was like the OG days, and that was just horrible. But right off the bat, actually not horrible from considering some of the stuff I've seen from GameStop. Let's plug it in, turn it on, see if it works. All right, guys, console plugged in. Got the batteries inserted into this dirty, nasty, grimy controller. I also have a couple of games from GameStop to try out. Now, let me just mention real quick, the GameStop, don't buy games from them. I've bought a ton in the past. I'll throw the link on the screen for a video I made about the games I bought from them. Most of them come really scratched up. Like you can see, this one's got fingerprints all over it. It's got scratches on it. This one right here has, just wait for these scratches here. These are actually not even bad considering some of the games I've gotten from GameStop. They just send out crap. They send out, actually, hold on, wait, let me show you something real quick. Okay, so this right here is a stack of games from GameStop that just straight up don't work. I bought a bunch from them. These don't work at all. These right here are incorrect things they sent me, like they straight up sent me the wrong game, or they sent me stuff like, hold on, look at this one. Wait for it. Ta-da! They sent me a case with no game in it. They do this very frequently too, and they don't respond to emails ever. They just it takes like weeks. These things are still not resolved. I bought these like over a month ago. Still not resolved. But anyways, putting that to the side, let's go ahead and actually turn on the console now. It's 3, 2, 1. We got life, got power, fan is spinning up. Any free games? Nope. This tray's pretty good. Console smells weird though. Typical. But all right, the console was factory reset. Let's go ahead and try to connect to the internet here, make sure that works. All right, cool. So I just connected to the internet. It seems to be working, Xbox Live as well. And I'll just keep mentioning this controller, it's awful. D-pad is really bad. The buttons are bad. Of course, you got the sticky B button. Just, all around, like, come on, man, why is GameStop sending this out? I mean, I'm not surprised, but still. And first thing I want to check here is the system dashboard, which is 17559, which I think is the latest, or if it's not the latest, it's one of the latest. And let's go ahead and go back, and we'll start by putting a game in here. I'll start with Call of Duty Black Ops 3, which was, you know, got fingerprints and a deep scratch on it from GameStop again. Let's go ahead and see if it works. Hold on, so I'm trying to boot up Call of Duty Black Ops 3. When I press A to start, it says an update is required, and I must sign into Xbox Live and accept the update to play this game. Are you serious? We were doing this back in 2015? All right, let me just try a different game, I guess. All right, cool. So here we go. Booting up MW2 now, the classic. It is working. I can play offline, and we can see that I'm running around here, and buttons seem to be working. And yeah, all buttons do work, fortunately. D-pad just sucks. The B button sucks. It's just I can't describe it to you, but it's just like, it feels grimy, but cool. So this console's working, and like I did mention earlier, it smells musty, like it's been in a basement for a long time, which is probably accurate. But let's go ahead and put this one to the side and plug in the white console and see if it works. Now, I will say this white 360 looks really slick. It kind of looks like the Star Wars 360, but it just doesn't have any graphics on it. It just, I don't know, it's really clean. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Okay, there we go, turn it on. Try out the eject button, and this drive looks good. So I got the console booted up and connected to the internet, and the first thing I want to check again is just what system software on here. So we're on 17559, so it does look like these consoles are probably being plugged in and updated, because I find it very unlikely that the people that traded these in actually had these updated to the latest version, because most people that are, you know, trading in their old 360 are just trying to get rid of their old stuff. But again, kind of surprising that the GameStop has these 360s here in 2024, because I just haven't seen them in so long. But let's go ahead and start with the disc here, MW2, make sure it loads up, make sure it works, and make sure this controller is good to go. Oh no, that's not good. Okay, so I immediately put it in, and I immediately got an open tray error, which means it's not reading the game. All right, let's try that one more time. Okay, so it's not immediate that time. It is trying this time, but like, wait, maybe? Oh, it finally went through. Okay, so there's definitely an issue with the 360 disk drive here, because the first time it just immediately gave me the open tray. Second time it took a good 25-30 seconds to load up, which is very unlike the 360. Let me go ahead and try a different game here. All right, so we'll try the Black Ops 3, which did work on the other 360. Let's put it in, and I would expect this to load up. It's usually like, you know, maybe 10 seconds at max. Yep, there it goes, open tray. Okay, so it's like, let me try to give you guys, let's put it in one more time, and I'll let you guys just listen to the noises it's making. Dude, what now is going? Okay, I've never seen that before. So both games, I put it in the first time and it doesn't work. I put it in the second time and it does work. That's so weird. Okay, let's try a third game now. All right, so we got Halo 3, which is another game that came from GameStop. And oh, that one read on the first time. Okay, nice. Man, what a weird console. But let's go back to the first disc I tried and try it one more time, put it in, and see if it'll just read on the first try this time. Okay, so now it's reading on the first try. So the disc drive is definitely like partially jacked up. Like it's just kind of finicky. Works sometimes, doesn't work other times. But let me go ahead and just try to play this for a few minutes and make sure it will continue to read. All right, cool. So this controller is working a lot better. Been playing for a few minutes and the console's still working. I don't know if it'll work long term. It's just definitely some sketchy behavior that I don't think I've ever seen. Quite seen that on the 360. All right, so console is working so far. Doesn't quite have the same. It almost has the same smell as last time. Not quite as strong. So maybe it came from the same basement. But let's go ahead and put these consoles to the side. And I kind of have a mystery thing from GameStop to show you guys real quick. Now, something else I bought from GameStop pretty recently was a stack of 10 hard drives from them. It was like, they were like $2 a piece. But yeah, they're in this box. They're just clearly not packaged very well. But let's go ahead and open it up and see what they sent us. All right, and yep, so I just threw down the little bit of packaging they had, but it's literally just in bags here. All right, so all these should be the 20 gigabyte version. I'm curious if they're all OEM. I would imagine that some of these are probably knockoffs and they just did not know it. And of course, actually, I don't even have their GameStop refurbished sticker, which is kind of cool. But let me go ahead and just go through each one of them, take a closer look, and see if there's anything weird. All right, guys, I got all 10 hard drives out here, and at first glance, they actually don't look bad. I don't think any of them are knockoffs. I'll have to look a little bit closer, but yeah, I don't think they're knockoffs. I do have one issue, though, and I already kind of bent it back into place, but this thing was like bent all the way down like that. It kind of bends back into place. I think it'll work okay. Yeah, that's a bit better. But again, I don't know why they were selling these for $2 a piece. It's actually a great situation for me because I need a bunch of hard drives to sell with the old 360s I sell sometimes, and it's great to just have a 20 gig to throw on there. So that's good. But let me go ahead and just, I'll test all these out and come back and let you know if they all work. All right, guys. Well, surprisingly, all the hard drives worked. There was nothing left on them. They're all factory reset, which is actually a little bit disappointing. I was hoping I'd find some like interesting stuff on them. But anyways, let's go ahead and move back to the consoles. We're going to go ahead and tear both of them down, open them up, see if anything was cleaned on the inside, see if they replaced thermal paste. We'll start with the black one, open it up, and see what's inside. All right, guys, so I got this top layer off. And yeah, do you think that was cleaned on the inside? Definitely not. And that's where our musty smell is coming from. It's just got this like dust and dirt kind of ingrained into it. Not awesome. I mean, it's what I expected, honestly, but let's go ahead and keep going. All right, guys, and for the reveal of the top piece, wait, hold on. Okay, so they're definitely using some sort of weird cleaning solution that they just like, I don't know, spray on there or something, because there's so much just spillage or overflow through the fan vent right there, which is strange and I guess not a huge deal, but fan's pretty dirty as well. And let's go ahead and pull the disk drive. Somebody was definitely in here at some point doing something, because warranty seal is gone. You can kind of just tell there's signs that's being opened up. So let's kind of keep investigating. So first thing I would think would be the disk drive, but there's no obvious signs of the disk drive being opened. Usually this little kind of, if you open it up, this little protective piece around the disk tray will kind of be loose and falling off, and it's not in this case. So maybe they haven't opened that up. But let's kind of keep taking a few more things out of here. All right, guys, so I looked around the board and everything and couldn't find anything too obvious that was repaired or worked on at some point. So went ahead and took the rest of the screws out. Let's go ahead and flip the motherboard over, and just as you can see on the top here, just filthy. But flipping over here, looks better on the bottom, kind of as expected. Let's go ahead and take this X-clamp off, check out the thermal paste, and see if that's ever been replaced. All right, X-clamp off. Let's go ahead and, I forgot to remove the fan clip here. Taking a look at the console here, man, that thermal paste is just almost non-existent. Wow. Honestly, I'm not sure I remember seeing a 360 Slim that was that bad. Like, there's just nothing left here on the top. There's barely anything left here on the chip here. So that definitely needs to be replaced, and we got some nice, nice dust bunnies resting down here below the fan and inside the fan. Just classic GameStop stuff. I mean, I expected nothing less, but of course, when you call it refurbished, you should probably be refurbishing it. At least DK Odys is taking steps toward trying to fix it. At least it appears so. Now, that console's pretty bad, dirty. Let's go ahead and open up the white one, see if it's any better. All right, guys, we got the side pieces off of the white 360, and we got some weird, like, stains. So first of all, it's just like super brown on that side, which it obviously is easier to see when you get a white console. This one as well, it's kind of got some brown stains is what I'll call them. You know what brown stains are, but let's go ahead and take the whole shell off and see what it looks like on the inside. All right, bottom piece off, and yeah, like what, interesting. I wonder if that's what all the white ones look like, but it's just brown. Like, it looks like it's brown from ingrained like dust and dirt and stuff, and clearly it just was not open and clean, which is what we expected. But let's go ahead and take off some more screws here and see what the inside looks like. So I have most of the screws out the back. Let's go ahead and flip it over, and here in a second I'm going to kind of put on my tinfoil hat and give you a little theory, but let's go ahead and take the top off here and see what the inside looks like first. All right, there we go. Finally got it off, and same deal here where we got like the little leakage around the fan there. Not quite as bad, but yeah, going back to my tinfoil hat theory. So what if GameStop is basically tearing apart the warranty seals in the back to make it look like they opened it up, and they never did anything? Because both of these consoles have looked suspiciously like the screws weren't ever taken out. Like, it maybe, but it's very rare that I see a console opened up and it has all the screws in it. Both of these consoles have all the screws in the right places. Warranty seals removed though. And there's nothing inside that looks like it's been replaced or fixed or anything. And taking a look at this disk drive here, kind of the same deal. Looks like it's never been touched. So I don't know. This console is actually a lot cleaner, other than the fact that it's just brown everywhere. But yeah, like the motherboard is pretty clean. I mean, it's got dust on it, but it's cleaner than the other one. But let me go ahead and take out some more screws here and get all the way down to the motherboard, other side, flip it over, take off the X-clamp, and see if thermal paste has been replaced. All right, X-clamp off, let's go ahead and flip it over, and this one's like, it's got a tad more with thermal paste. There's not much on the heat sink, but down here it's got a little bit more than the last one. Again, this probably it definitely needs to be replaced because there's just not much left. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Again, just interesting to me that GameStop is selling Xbox 360s here in 2024 when I have not seen them since like 2020 maybe. But let me know down below if you've seen any other retro consoles from GameStop recently. But guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. I bought the sketchiest consoles from GameStop that I could find. In this video, we're going to unbox them, test them out, tear them down, and see if we got scammed. Alright guys, so here's the packing slip, and as you can see, I bought a backwards compatible 80 gig PS3 for under $100, which is kind of wild. Let's go ahead and take the box out and see what's inside. Alright guys, small box is out. Let's go ahead and open this bad boy up. I am excited, scared at the same time. And we do have a fat PS3 there. Okay. We also have our controller here, which hey, looks pretty good at first glance. Joystick, that's a little bit sticky. Why is everything from GameStop always sticky? But yeah, other than that, it doesn't look bad. Put it to the side, and let's go ahead and see what else is in here. We also got all of our cords. Looks like they actually gave me the correct cords. Wow. No, they didn't. The power cord is wrong. Every time, dude. What? Come on, man. Power cord is wrong. Let's go ahead and take this console out of the box and see if it's actually backwards compatible. Oh, yes, I think it is. Okay, so they didn't actually claim this as backwards compatible, but they said it had 4 USB ports. And as you can see, 4 USB ports here. And if you guys are familiar, basically if you have 4 USB ports on a PS3, it has to be backwards compatible. That's just the specific motherboard is backwards compatible. It's taking a closer look at this thing. It looks really bad on the top. But yeah, as you can see, it's just like tons of, I guess, bubble wrap marks on it. Lots of scratches. I actually I don't know if those are magic eraser marks. Maybe they are. I think there's a little bit of magic eraser. But let's go ahead and flip to the back and see what model we have here. And it is a CECH E01. Oh, it's the MG, so it's the Metal Gear Solid Edition, which doesn't really change anything. That's kind of interesting to see. Honestly, I'm surprised I actually got a backwards compatible console here for under $100. But we'll put that to the side. And like I said, I have one more console to unbox here, so let's go ahead and check it out. All right, so next console here is also $95, but it's a 2 USB port edition, so it shouldn't be backwards compatible. But let's open it up and see what's inside. All right, so first things first, we got a controller here. Wow, that actually looks like a really good controller. We've also got the correct charging cord. We have an HDMI cable, and we have the wrong cable, the wrong power cable again. What is going on here? Dude, this is the 3rd console out of the last 4 consoles I've had from GameStop. They gave me the wrong power cable. Like, it's really not that hard. You just look at the back of the console, like, it's not that hard, guys. But let's go ahead and take this console out, see what it looks like. And right off the bat, it definitely appears to be a non-backwards compatible edition. Now this one's got some pretty bad scratches on it. It looks like magic eraser. Of course, you got all your your marks on top from the bubble wrap. And the warranty seal is gone. And flipping to the back, let's see which model we have here. So we have a CECH L01. So that is what I expected. I expected a 2 USB port model that's not backwards compatible. But for some reason, it's the exact same price as the backwards compatible model. So I don't know what's going on there. But other than that, yeah. Wait, there's a. Yeah, definitely some bad magic eraser scratches on there. The outside is not as bad as I thought it would be. They clearly cleaned it off with something. It's got some sort of, I don't know, it just feels smooth, like they wiped it down, but it's also got this weird residue that it's left on it, just GameStop stuff. But let's go ahead and we'll plug into the backwards compatible model, turn it on, and see if it works. So console's plugged in, and one other thing I didn't point out earlier is that the warranty seal on the backwards compatible model is actually not intact, which means that maybe they opened it up and cleaned it out. I'm not putting my bets on it, but maybe they did. But let's go ahead and try to turn it on, see if it works. 3, 2, 1, we got life. Okay, that's a good sign. Any disc inside? Nope. All right, guys, well, console turned on. I got it was factory reset, so I got the whole setup process done. And man, this thing is quiet so far. Like I feel a little bit of heat coming out, so I think the fan is on, but I like can barely hear the fan. It's so quiet, which is strange on these backwards compatible models. Now let's go ahead and just check which firmware version we're on first. All right, 4.70, which is not super recent. Let's go ahead and start with the game here first. We're gonna just go ahead and start with the PS3 game, which is The Last of Us, which is kind of just a PS3 game that's known to push PS3s to the limit. So let's go ahead and put this in, install it, start it up, and see what it does. So we finally got this game updated, and the fan is ramped up like a tiny bit, but honestly still not ramped up at all, hardly, which is really surprising for a PS2 this old. Maybe they refurbished it, maybe they replaced thermal paste, maybe they delidded it. I don't know, man. We'll find out here in a few minutes, but let's go ahead and play The Last of Us for a little while and make sure this thing keeps running. All right, guys, I've been playing for like 15 minutes, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually pretty impressed with this PS3. It's again, it's ramped up maybe twice, but yeah, let's go ahead and turn this game off. Let's go ahead and put a PS2 game in and make sure this thing is actually backwards compatible. So guys, here we are. I got Midnight Club 2 for the PS2 booted up. No issues at all. The fan's not ramped up at all. So man, this console is actually good to go. We'll open it up a little bit later. Let's go ahead and turn this thing off and turn on the other console and see if that one works. So guys, I got the second console plugged in and turned on. It is working so far. You can see it's factory reset, console's connected up, or controller's connected up. And by the way, controllers have actually been really good so far. All right, not sure what's going on, but I just have a black screen right now. It just randomly happened. It was going pretty well so far between these two consoles. Let's go ahead and try to turn this one off and back on and see if it works. Oh, okay, so here I'm having some issues. So I think the controller is jacked up because, as you can see, it's just like scrolling through stuff randomly. I think that's why I was having some issues earlier. Okay, let me just get to this main menu and then we'll test it out some more. All right, on the main menu now, and it definitely did not switch to HDMI, which it was supposed to. Let me try to do that one more time here. There we go. Now it's showing 1080p. Yes. Now it's working. I don't know what was going on that main startup screen, but I just did not want to do anything properly. But here we are on the main screen now. The fan is definitely on, blowing out some cold air so far. Let's go ahead and start with our PS3 game. Actually, yeah, we'll start with the PS3 game. Put it in, boot it up, see if it works. So guys, I've been playing The Last of Us on this console for about 15 minutes now, same as the last one, and we're in a cutscene right now, but this console kind of the same as the other one where it's running pretty well. Hey man, 2 PS3s from GameStop that are actually working, surprising. But let's go ahead and turn both these things off, open them up, and see what the inside looks like. Now, real quick before you open up the PS3s, I want to show you the whole GameStop PS3 pricing situation because it's really weird. First of all, this is the first console I bought in this video, so it's the 80 gig model, 4 USB ports, which means it has to be backwards compatible. But then you go down to the features and it actually says it's not backwards compatible, which is just wrong. And it's only listed for $95, which is like less than half a market value for this console, so very strange. And next up, we go to the second console I bought in this video, which is also an 80 gig PS3, but it's the non-backwards compatible model because it has 2 USB ports listed for the same price. So like this is a normal price, but the backwards compatible one is way cheap. Now next up, we have a 60 gig model that they actually do call backwards compatible, listed for even less at $85. I mean, this is like a third of market value. And oh yeah, down here it still says not backwards compatible. So now they're contradicting themselves multiple times. Just doesn't make sense. Pricing is weird. Is this price from 2011? I don't know. And then last but not least, probably the weirdest one is a 12 gigabyte model, fat PS3. And if you look at it, it's got the black bar instead of silver. So it's like this is the OG model that is backwards compatible, but it says not backwards compatible down here. I don't know what's going on with their system. Everything's wrong. Go check it out for yourself. It's weird. So guys, we'll start here by opening up the backwards compatible PS3 and checking out the inside. So first of all, like I mentioned earlier, as you can notice, there is no warranty seal, so somebody has definitely opened this console up at some point in time. Now, first thing I'll check is the hard drive, and wow, that is actually, okay, so this part's a little bit dirty, but usually when you open up the hard drive bay, it's a pretty good indicator as if the console's been cleaned on the inside or not, because people don't think about opening up the hard drive bay and blowing it out or whatever. So it actually, yeah, it looks pretty clean in there. We'll go ahead and break it down some more, check out the inside, and see if it's dirty or not. All right, guys, time for the first reveal. Got the top piece unscrewed here, and oops, something just fell out. But wow, yeah, this thing is actually, well, okay, hold on. Let me show you the top here. So this part is pretty dusty and dirty. So I don't know, like this is strange. Like this part right here actually looks fairly clean, almost as if they opened it up and blew it out, because there's like a tiny layer of dust and grime in here, but not much. Like usually PS3s get really dirty on the inside. This one is not bad at all. This top piece right here though is just like kind of caked in a bit of, I don't know, dust and grime and stuff. So it's like they opened it up and blew out this portion, but forgot about that part. Now, something else interesting here is it says accepted by 26-6-12. So I'm guessing that was June 26, 2012. They maybe replaced the disk drive. Not quite sure, but let's keep going down a bit further. So guys, I got the rest of the components and more screws out here, and we're gonna kind of get down to the part that actually usually gets really dirty, and that's, wow. Hey, it's not bad. There's definitely some dust and grime in that fan and here in the bottom. But if you guys remember the Desert PS3 from DK Oldies, this thing was like a desert down here. This one is just kind of like a beach maybe. Not quite as bad. And oh, great, we have another broken post. I love how posts just break all the time in PS3s. Oh, this one too. Nice, awesome. Got that brittle plastic. Eventually we're gonna hit the days when the PS3 just like all the posts break in 15, 20 years. But let's go ahead and break this down some more, get down to the thermal paste, and see if they did anything there. Okay, so this is interesting. Somebody definitely did something in here at some point, because there are 2 black dots on the 2 chips, which is not there from factory from what I remember. So somebody definitely did something to the chips at some point. Oh, and did they add some extra pads in here? Okay, so we have, what is this? I don't think I've ever seen that before. This is definitely just like an extra little thermal pad that somebody added at some point. It's a little bubbled up, I guess, from getting so hot maybe. And this chip right here looks a little bit gross, but not bad. All right, here we go. Got this popped off, and nope, definitely did not do anything here. So we still got a bunch of dust and dirt caked around the chips here. Definitely the same thermal paste as from factory. Yeah, so this is strange. So this console was actually good, but GameStop definitely did not refurbish it in any capacity because it was still dirty inside. Thermal paste is still there. Let's go ahead and move on to the next console that was actually overpriced. Now on to the next PS3, and you can tell right off the bat that kind of the side of the console is a bit dirtier, but again, the hard drive bay is pretty clean. Even the hard drive bay door is clean. But let's go ahead and take out all these screws on the top and open it up and see what it looks like on the inside. All right, it's time for the reveal here, and hold on, this one's like actually clean. I don't know, that's a very small amount of dust, and this one of course looks, it just looks like much simpler inside. Of course, you don't have your PS2 components, you don't have the card reader on the front, and yeah, I mean, it looks not bad at all. All right, guys, I got this console pretty much opened all the way up now, and I think I can get to the chips. I think I heard them pop off a little bit. There we go. Okay, so this flips over, and yeah, still still the same OG thermal paste, and there's where we get a little bit dirtier. You can see kind of that kind of like smoke or dirt and dust down in here. Ooh, especially down on this side. Ugh, that side looks actually pretty bad. And this is where PS3s in general get really dirty, is underneath, because they just collect tons of dust there. People don't know or don't think about opening it up that far and cleaning it out. Of course, being refurbished, it should be cleaned out that much, but you know, GameStop, we really did not expect it to be cleaned out or anything. So let me know down below what you guys think about these consoles. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. So guys, we need to talk about GameStop and their whole retro gaming scene, because it just doesn't make any sense. So as you may know, GameStop is now selling retro stuff like PS1, PS2, PS3, 360, Wii, NES, all that kind of stuff, but they're doing it in the strangest way possible. Let's go ahead and just hop over here to their website and take a look here, and let me kind of just break it down for you. So you hop over here, it looks like a pretty standard GameStop website, right? But before you even get into the whole retro part, there's something in the adjacent category that they just added here that just kind of blows my mind. So looking up here in the corner, they added graded collectibles in the past week. And guys, yes, this is graded sports cards, Pokemon cards, Magic the Gathering cards, maybe something else in that category, but you get the idea. It just seems like a nightmare for everybody, not only just GameStop, but buyers, sellers, employees. Like, I actually saw a video, let me pull this up, where a few days ago, this guy, Leonhardt, I'm not sure if that's how you say his name. My apologies if that's not. He's got 2 million subscribers, and he basically went to Pokemon, or went to GameStop to test out this whole Pokemon process, where he traded in graded Pokemon cards to GameStop when they first started it. And basically the whole video is him trying out the process, and it's just a normal employee that has no idea how to do this process, because nobody in GameStop's ecosystem trained him to do this. They just kind of launched it one day and said, yeah, we're taking in graded cards now. Good luck. And you can just see where that nightmare is going, because once they start down this road of graded cards, you imagine they're probably going to get into graded video games, right? And that's a whole nother story. And you can just imagine that the nightmares of buying and selling. You know, you get fake stuff, you get stuff that's not priced properly or graded properly, and it's just GameStop stuff. And I'm not going to get too much into that, because I frankly know very little about the whole Pokemon card grading. So let me know down below if you know any more about that. Now, stepping into the whole retro gaming scene. Now, first of all, you can buy retro games from GameStop, but where do you buy them from? Like, let's just look at their website. Graded collectibles, Shop My Store, digital store, new releases, top deals, pre-owned collectibles, consoles, and video games. So you think, oh, I click on consoles, I can find a PS3, but we click on it, you see Series X, Xbox One, Switch, PS5, PS4, and virtual reality. And you scroll around, you're like, okay, where are the PS3s, the Wiis, the old stuff? You don't see them here, so you're like, all right, let me click on video games. And what pops up? We just see a bunch of new stuff. Same thing, Series X, Xbox One, Switch, PS5, PS4, and then just a plethora of stuff kind of dumped down here. Then you click on, let's try out pre-owned, see if we can find anything there. And nope, same thing, same consoles, no retro stuff. But then wait, you finally scroll down far enough, you can find this Let's Go Retro tab right here, where you click on it, and it finally takes you to a retro gaming page. Not advertised anywhere on the website. I've never seen GameStop advertise retro gaming in the least bit. Maybe they tweeted about it like one time, maybe, but I have never seen it personally. The stores, we'll get into the individual stores later, but just looking at this website here, you can see finally, like, oh, this is a nice page. You can see DS, Wii U, Super Nintendo, basically everything you would want to see from retro gaming, pretty much like PS3 and 360 and earlier. And yeah, you can click on this stuff, you click on Dreamcast, pulls up a bunch of Dreamcast games. Then you go back, you click on, let's say, Xbox, pulls up a bunch of Xbox games, which is cool, right? But now, where do we find the consoles? You know, scrolling around, you don't see consoles here, so you're like, maybe we'll click on the filters, we can find consoles here. And nope, none of these categories give you any sort of option for consoles. So we click, maybe if we sort from price highest to low, because usually the consoles are about the highest price games or highest price items. And actually, hold on, they got Futurama for Xbox here, which is like not a $94 game. We'll get into that in a minute, but their prices are all over the place. But before we get into that, yeah, where are the consoles at? So now you're scrolling around here, and you see the games, but you don't see the consoles. So to find consoles, now let me show you a little secret. You search for PS3 console, and it'll pop up with maybe a PS3 console if you're lucky. You click on that, and you look at these tabs back here, and you're like, oh, okay, we got consoles and hardware, retro consoles. Now we gotta click on retro consoles, and there we go. We finally got some retro console stuff, but even then, it doesn't quite make sense, because it's got retro consoles and controllers and random accessories, so the categories don't make sense. It's almost next to impossible to find the retro consoles. Like, it's not advertise anywhere on their website. You have to really dig for it. So this is the first part. It's so confusing to me. Like, if they're gonna sell retro stuff, why are they not advertising? Like, this is a huge market. If they're gonna try to dip into the retro scene, why would you not at least put a banner on your front page or put a tab on the side here that says retro games or something? So now you got to scroll through here and you just see a big mix here. So now you got PlayStation stuff, Xbox stuff, Nintendo 64 stuff, and the funniest part here is, like, even past that, their listings are horrible. I mean, you see this style may vary. I can guarantee you buy this N64 controller, and it might be authentic or it might be third party. You never know. That's why they say style may vary. But yeah, so now we're here on this retro consoles page, and you can buy Wii's, you can buy PS2s if they're in stock. That's another trick here. Usually not in stock, but if they are in stock, you can buy them here. And yeah, now this is where you find all the stuff. But again, it's all mixed in here, not very seamless. Maybe if we click on the Wii console, we can find retro Nintendo hardware. There we go. So there's another category called retro Nintendo hardware, and we find some stuff. So you guys can see what I'm saying. Next thing is, like, okay, let's say I want to buy a Nintendo Wii. I click on the Wii, and oh, nothing available. Let's check out refurbished. Nothing available. But oh, maybe I can pick it up in the store. Maybe it's in the local store. Click on here and click in, let's just type in your zip code. I'm going to type in like something in New York, and surprise, surprise, not available. But now, what if you want to search all the Nintendo hardware for, see, like, you know, maybe I want to see if my local GameStop has any of this retro stuff. So you come over here and you're like, oh, okay, there is a pickup button right here. So maybe I click pickup. I can put in my zip code, but nope, it just, it breaks. Now, next issue, let's talk about the pricing, because the pricing for this retro stuff makes 0 sense at all, like none whatsoever. Let me show you an example. So I actually feel like this Futurama for the Xbox is a good example, because you can see here it's for $95 if you're a pro, $99 if you're not a pro. And let's go ahead and search Futurama. Did I spell that right? Yeah, I did. Futurama on price charting, which if you don't know price charting, it's basically a way that it gives you the average value of games when they sell on eBay. So click here, and sure enough, this game sells for $193 typically on eBay. And you can see GameStop is half price. So it's like, why is it so cheap? I mean, that's great. If they have this in stock, you can buy it and get it for half price. But it's like, why is that cheap? And then on the flip side, they also have a lot of stuff that's way overpriced. So like, for example, you got Super Mario RPG for the Super Nintendo. They sell it for $95, and it actually is available. You can add it to your cart and buy it, surprisingly. We go to price charting, and Super Mario RPG for the Super Nintendo sells for $67. So it's basically $30 over market value. I understand that maybe GameStop has some sort of internal tool where they make these prices based on how many of different games are selling, but the prices are so erratic and so all over the place. Like, some are market value, some are like way below, some are way above. It just really doesn't make sense to me. And I mean, the other thing is that, like, good luck finding these games in stock, because I'd say 95% of the games listed on here for retro are just never in stock. Like, you click on anything and not available. But yeah, just weird stuff. And now, next up, let's talk about, let's say you actually come on here and you do buy a game or console. Let's talk about the quality, because I have bought some retro games and consoles from GameStop, and they're you find some stuff that's in decent quality. That's kind of just luck of the draw. A lot of the stuff is horrible. Like, the refurbished consoles, we already know they're not refurbished. That's just like, we already know that. But the games also, like, I've made some videos, I'll link it down below, in the past, where I basically bought tons of games from GameStop, and they don't resurface anything. So they'll send out copies of Halo that are just scratched like crazy. Hope we have some footage I can show you on the screen. But basically, GameStop doesn't resurface anything. I also don't think they test anything, because I've gotten a lot of games from them that don't work. What are you doing, guys? You're a multi-billion-dollar company, and you can't resurface games. You can't buy a $1,000 resurfacing machine to make these games look decent for customers. I'm not surprised, but I'm disappointed. But now on the other side of the spectrum, let's say you bought a game from GameStop, you got it, it's trash quality, you played it for a little bit, and you want to trade it back into GameStop. What kind of value will they give you? Let's go ahead and check that out. So basically, you come to the trade-in page, and again, it's not really obvious where to go, but you go down to the very bottom. There is a retro gaming tab. You come here, and you can search for your games. So let's just take one of the games at the top, for example. We got NCAA Football 14 for PS3. They apparently say they'll give you $30.80 store credit if you're a pro, but we'll go with the regular value, which is cash, at $19.60. Let's go ahead and compare to how much they're selling that for. So scrolling over here, yep, they sell NCAA Football 14 for PS3 for $75, and they'll give you $20 in trade-in credit. So they're basically giving you like 25% of value, which is really low. Like, most of the time, you'll probably get closer to like 40 and 60% from other people if you just sell it to a bundle to resellers. So GameStop, that's a really low ball, which we already knew that. But it's just interesting looking at what kind of trade-in values they give. Okay, and then you got these consoles that are actually, like, I'm not gonna lie, that's not a bad price. Like, I guess this is with a controller and everything, but $36. You'd be hard pressed to sell a bundle like this, just your average Joe, for 70 bucks or so. Actually, hold on, I'm looking at the wrong price. The cash price is 23. So you could probably sell this for like 70 bucks or so. They're giving you 23. Not horrible, but again, kind of expected from GameStop. I understand they have a lot of overhead, so it's not surprising they give you low offers, but it could be a bit higher. Now, this one is actually funny. Oh, I wish I knew about this because I have a plethora, or in the past I've had a plethora of Xbox 360 Connect adapters. So honestly, I wouldn't mind just taking these to GameStop and getting $2 a piece for them because I just cannot get rid of those fast enough. Look at this. They have the MW2 console for 26 bucks they'll give you, which is really low. Actually, all these special editions are really low. The Halo 3 is 26 bucks trade-in. That's horrible. The in-store situation is a whole other story. Like, I've been into multiple different GameStops in the past few months. Some GameStops, they know that they're selling retro stuff. So other GameStops have no idea what retro stuff is. And the GameStops that do have retro stuff, it's usually like Nintendo DS stuff, Wii stuff, maybe some 360 stuff. So I don't know where people are actually trading these things into. I don't know where they're getting a stock from, because frankly, I haven't seen any local GameStops actually stocking this stuff. So the whole situation is weird, and it sucks because I think GameStop could be a powerhouse here. Like they already are a powerhouse because of how large they are. But if they could do the retro gaming scene right, they could. You know, if you can go down the street to a GameStop and actually have a nice selection of retro games, like, it's a game changer. But guys, let me know down below what you think. Are you buying stuff from GameStop? Are you going to buy stuff from GameStop? Are you going to trade in your retro stuff to GameStop? Interested to hear about it. Let me know. And guys, I'll see you next time. Now guys, the next set of consoles you're going to see here are from McKay's Books and More, not actually from GameStop. They're not a competitor to GameStop, but they might as well be in terms of like the condition they're sitting out consoles, because it's pretty rough. You'll see it, but I just wanted to let you know it's not technically from GameStop. I bought a limited edition Xbox 360 and a backwards compatible PS3 from a bookstore, and in this video, we're going to unbox them, test them out, and see if we got ripped off. So guys, we got 2 boxes here from McKay's Bookstore in Tennessee. Never been there before, but we've stopped by, picked up a MW3 Modern Warfare 3 Xbox 360 for 90 bucks, which I feel like is a pretty solid deal. Then here on the bottom, we have a backwards compatible PS3 that we got for $191.95, and it should be a CECH A01 model because it's 60 gigs right there. I haven't taken a look at these or anything. They're both sealed up in the box, but let's just go ahead and start unboxing them and see why these came from a bookstore. Guys, we'll start with the 360 here. Let me go ahead and slice it open and we'll see what's inside. All right, I'm so interested to see what's in here. And yeah, sure enough, we got a controller. Wait, hold on. The controller's got some weird grips. Oh, man. This one also feels like it has stick drift or something. That's sketch. We'll take a look at that, closer look at that in a second. We also have a power supply with oh, there's the HDMI cable. Nice. So power supply, HDMI cable, and of course, the MW3 console here, which at first glance appears to be in pretty rough condition. And really my first inclination of being in rough condition is the fact that there's not a single rubber foot on this, which is really weird because 360s hold rubber feet really well. I don't see those things missing very often at all. And oh, it's been opened before. So that's not a great sign. We also, ooh, dude. You can see the residue here from an old GameStop refurbished sticker, which is just awesome. This thing's also, it's a bit dirty and grimy and stuff. I really did not expect this to be like refurbished or cleaned or, honestly, I don't know what to expect. It's a bookstore, so, all right, let's check out the hard drive slot actually. Should be a 320 gig, and there is indeed a 320 gig. Let's put that to the side. And yeah, closer look at this controller here. Pretty grimy, bunch of dust. Oh, the right trigger is jacked up. It doesn't click at all. Come on, man. See, we got the little stickers down here from GameStop. I can feel batteries in the back as well. So yeah, there already are batteries in here. Luckily, they are not corroded. And someone definitely opened up the controller before because we got a little hole there already just being opened. This is so weird. What is going on with this console? All right, we'll put that to the side for a second. I'm sure I'll notice something else weird about it in a minute. But we'll put that to the side, and let's go ahead and open up the PS3 next.
It's also not even the Modern Warfare 3 controller.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even notice that. This is just a black controller. It's not even the MW3 controller. So that's definitely a Debbie Downer right there. But hold on, you even got a crack in the corner too. Oh man, that's kind of jacked up. All right, now PS3 next, and this is what I'm really interested in because it's backwards compatible, and if it's in as bad of condition as that one is, we're not in for a good start here. And okay, so we got our HDMI cable, USB, mini USB cable. Wow, we got the right cables here, which is a good start. We've got a power cable, which appears to be correct as well. We also have a DualShock 3 and 6-axis. Nice, it is a DualShock 3 controller, so that's good. And it looks pretty solid. I mean, the thumbsticks aren't perfect, but that's pretty solid for a PS3 controller. Nice. Okay, so good start here with the PS3. Now, the console itself is, of course, is a behemoth. These things are so heavy. And Condition B, I don't know if I'd call this Condition B. It's scratched up like crazy. Like, just look at that in the light, guys. I mean, there's so many scratches here, which is expected, but again, condition B, I don't know about that. There's also just these scuff marks that were just clearly never even attempted to be wiped down. I don't know what they did with these things. And then looking at the ports in the back, it looks fine. There's scratches everywhere. Like somebody basically mutilated this whole portion around the HDMI port from trying to plug it in, which is, see that pretty often. Flipping to the bottom, we also have just some like, what is that? Just like, it's like mud. What? Why is there mud? There's fingerprints everywhere. Okay, so I don't think they wiped this down at all. Now, was this, okay, nice. So my next question was, has this thing been opened? And it looks like it has not because the warranty seal is intact. Now, there are some tricks you can basically put it back on, but I'll just assume they didn't do that for our purposes here. We also have, what is that? Something just came out of the vent. It's like a little piece of fabric or dust or something. I don't know, man. Let's go ahead and check out this little vent here in the front as well. And ooh, dude, that is filthy. Hold on, come in here close. There's dust bunnies galore in there. Like that thing was for sure never opened up in years. And
Well, we get those USB ports.
oh yeah, right below it, the USB port's even worse. They're horrible. There's like dust all along this thing right here. So I don't know. $191 is a decent price for an A01 if it works. I would have thought they would at least wiped it down though. They clearly didn't even wipe it down. So hopefully it was tested.
What is that green?
Yeah, guys. I mean, Danny just pointed out that there's actually green here in the front, which looks like that just like seeing green and blue on a console screams like water damage to me, or just something like that. So I don't know what's going on with this thing. Condition B, my butt. This is
Condition B for butt.
yeah, for butt. Yeah, that works too. Condition B is outrageous for this. But guys, yeah, let's go ahead and plug them in now. All right, guys, console's plugged in. Let's go ahead and do the big test where we turn it on and see if it turns on. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's not plugged in. Now let's give it a try. Gotta love that noise there. Now, the real test, if they tested it or not. Let's see if there's a free game inside. There is not. So I guess if somebody at some point tested this console, took the games out. But let's see. It is booting. Let's see if it actually finishes booting. And yeah, we got Zach Ace 13. Nice. 75 gamer score. And oh, yeah, I'm dealing with this right bumper again. It does work, but it doesn't click at all. If you guys have ever played with a bad 360 controller, you know what I'm talking about. Just jank. But let's go ahead and check out Zach Ace here first. See what he played. So he played NCAA Football 09 in 2022. Also, the controller just turned off itself. Nice. Classic 360 things that I just don't think this thing was tested at all. All right, new batteries in here, and now we're good. We got just 2 games here, as you can see. Let's go ahead and check out any games downloaded. No, that's so unfortunate because we have a 320 gig hard drive in here. You'd think it maybe had some old games downloaded or something, but no, nothing there. Let's go ahead and open up the disk drive. And by the way, I didn't mention it yet, but we actually bought 2 games from McKay's books, CDs, movies, and more. And you can see we got Just Cause 2 for both the PS3 and the 360. But the game case is actually in pretty nice condition. And they did this funny thing when we went to checkout, where the guy was basically just sitting there scanning all our stuff, and then he opens up the case and goes, and I kind of looked at him for a second like, looks good. It's like I'm not really. I guess that's what you were asking. I don't know. You didn't say anything. But yeah, sure enough, disc does look good. So I almost wonder if McKay's Books and More and good in store and I wonder if they have a resurfacing machine. I'm not sure why they would, but and then not clean off consoles. But you never know. Stores are weird. But let's go ahead and see if the game works. And oh yes, the console doesn't have auto boot on. Let's go. All right, guys, game booted up, and it took, of course, just like Just Cause 2, it takes forever to load. But I noticed one more thing with the controller here. Now, as you saw, it has these little crappy rubber sticks on it, which is, I don't know, it's actually, it is a decent way to band-aid your controller if it's jacked up like this. But I did notice the left stick is actually intact, but it's a third-party stick, so I'm not sure why somebody at some point replaced the left stick, but not the right stick, or maybe the right stick came off later. I actually don't even know how you get to this point, because that's just trash. But anyways, game is working, console is working. Let's go ahead and try to connect to the internet. All right, here we go, boys and girls. Is it banned? Let's find out. Let's go connected. All right, guys, we are good on Wi-Fi, good on network, so that worked. I will say the smell is radiating from this thing. Like, I'm in a hotel room right now. I think I might get a fine for smoking in my room because it smells so bad. But whatever, guys. This console is working. Let's go ahead and turn this bad boy off, take the disc out, and let's go ahead and plug in the PS3 because I am scared. I don't think this thing's going to work, but we'll test it out. So guys, console is plugged in, and I should probably tell you a bit about the experience of actually buying from McKay's Books and Store and More and whatever they call it. It was really weird because you have to go up to a counter, ring a bell, and say, hey, I want to check out that console over in that shelf. And by check out, I mean like check out the brown box that's already taped up and ready to go. And yeah, pointed over there, said, you got a backwards compatible PS3? And they said, oh yeah, sure we do. And go check it out. So let's go ahead and turn this bad boy on. Power switch in the back. Got a red light. That's good. Let's go ahead and see if it boots up. I see life. Yeah. Nice, nice. Now controller's dead. Let me plug that in. All right. Ooh, we got some users too. We got user Dallas and Blackguard. Let's go ahead and check those profiles out and just scroll around, see what's on this thing, see if it works. Yo, what? We actually have a game downloaded here. That's hilarious. We got Turtles in Time reshelled. Never heard of that game. We also have message box. Hold up. Anything? Nothing in the message box. But yeah, it is working so far, which is surprising. We'll play around with this for a while just to make sure it doesn't like overheat or anything. But let me go ahead and check out the system storage first. Okay, yeah, so 60 gigs. We're on 4.91, which I don't even know we are up to 4.91. That must be the most recent version. But I guess we'll start by exploring this profile a bit. I kind of want to see if you played any like PS1 or PS2 games. No, so you just didn't utilize that at all. Did you utilize anything? Hold on. There's just nothing saved. Okay, so I guess somebody deleted the save data but left the game on here. Does the game even work? Yep, game does work. All right, so a weird console. But let's go ahead and put a game inside the disk drive, see the disk drive works. Now, like I said, we got Just Cause 2 on the PS3 and the 360. The guy at the counter was really confused, but anyways, we got the console, or we got the case here. Looks really good. Manual inside. Nice. All right, let's go ahead and put it in. Oh, it has a few fingerprint prints. You should have been like this. Oh no. Wait, watch this. What the heck? You gotta be kidding me. I've never seen this before. There's something in there, something in the disk drive that's preventing it from pulling in games. It's literally stuck. I guess that's what happens when you buy a PS3 from a freaking bookstore. I mean, come on, man. Oh, it's trying to accept it now. No. Oh, it just... All right, guys, it started accepting the game, but you can see it went partway in, but it's still stuck there. Oh, now it's not gonna spit it out. Dude, what a piece of crap. Oh man, now my game's stuck. All right, guys, yeah, I've farted around with this console or this game for like 5 minutes now, and it's not doing anything. Let's keep exploring a little bit. We'll go with Blackguard here and see what's on this profile at least. So still got the same game here. It's actually inside of a folder. Oh, interesting. Message box, no messages, no nothing. And also no save data. So this person, yeah, like this is so weird. Like they half reset this console. I don't understand this console. They definitely did not test anything. They didn't clean anything. It's like filthy. It doesn't accept discs. We're so far away from where we bought this. I can't return it. All right, guys, just for the heck of it, we're gonna try out a PS2 game and see if that somehow does something differently here. I don't see why it would, but yeah, same thing. So I don't know what else to do with this thing. Maybe we'll put in a little segment here where we go back and try to fix it back at the office when we bring it back, because I can't return it. I'm nowhere near McKay's. So guys, I'm back in the studio now, and I wanted to test this thing one more time, and things have gotten worse. First of all, this thing smells awful. It's worse than the 360. Also, I plugged in the console, tried to put in MW2, and the disc, also some B-roll on the screen, but basically the disc was spinning while it wasn't actually in the disc drive. And finally, I just pushed it enough that it actually went in. And so we're gonna go ahead and try to boot this thing up and see if it actually reads now. I'm not convinced at all that it'll read because I haven't heard it spinning at all once it's inside the disc drive, but let's check. Yeah, nothing. But it is at least like accepting a disc now. That's an improvement. It just accepts it normally. But it tries to read for like 2 seconds and then it dies. I can hear it a tiny bit trying to read, but let me try a PS2 game. All right, we'll try a blue PS2 game first here. Yeah, game's inside. It's just not trying at all. Last but not least, silver PS2 game. Oh, yo, yes, something works. Yes, hallelujah. All right, something works here. So this thing's not completely toast. It does actually somehow pull in games now, and it reads silver PS2 games, not blue ones, and not PS3 games. So what a strange console. I'm going to list it down below for sale on my website, so go check it out if you're interested. But overall, what a scam by McKay's. This is just like, clearly they did not test this at all. They didn't even try to wipe it off. You guys have seen it. Let me know down below what you think, if you've ever been to McKay's before. Guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. So GameStop recently opened a brand new line of retro game stores, and I went to one. So in this video, we're gonna talk about my experience. I'm gonna show you what I bought, and we're just gonna talk about the whole business model. So guys, let's get into it. Now, it all started a few weeks ago when GameStop tweeted this tweet here that says, "The classics are back. New retro GameStops are spawning near you." Now, you basically click on this link here, and it takes you to this web page where it says GameStop Retro, which is their new retro logo. You can see it includes anything from like Super Nintendo, Game Boy, Wii, PS3, Xbox 360, NES, that sort of thing. and you click this button that says Find a Retro Store, and you can actually find which stores near you are now retro GameStops. So like you put in your zip code, and for example, I'm in a pretty populated area, and there's only 5 GameStops within 100 miles of me that are considered retro GameStops. So it's like, it's not very many of them. So I just wanted to mention here that I actually went to the normal store finder for GameStop and counted that there are 73 GameStop locations within 100 miles of me. And so only 5 out of 73 of those locations are retro. So just keep that in mind. So I went to the one closest to me, which is like 20 miles away, 40 minutes away, so not too close. So I was expecting some good stuff here. But I first want to show you some stuff on their website, because they've actually had a retro section on their website that's been active for like the last year or so, where they're selling some stuff. And I really want to emphasize how poorly they're selling the whole retro thing, because like, let's just take a look at their website here. Do you see anywhere to find retro stuff? Like none of these tabs up here say retro. Click on the menu over here, there's nothing about retro. No retro. They're, advertising PC, they're advertising Pokemon, they're advertising their reward card here, they're advertising graded stuff, but retro, I don't see it. Let's scroll through. Still scrolling. Ah, here it is, retro gaming. Click on that, and then again, you got to scroll some more to find hardware down here. Scroll more, you can find Nintendo GameCube games, Wii games, and it's all, oh, there we go. Finally, you scroll to the very bottom, you can sort by consoles. So like GameStop, are you into the whole retro thing or not? Because your website is very clearly not easy to navigate to retro stuff. So you might want to improve that a little bit. And something that's kind of funny is a few months ago, I actually went through the retro section on the GameStop website in that video, and someone commented down below and said they worked for GameStop and they had no idea how to access the retro section on the website until they watched this video. So like GameStop doesn't train their employees either. And we'll find out more about that here in a second. Now, let me just show you my experience. So I did buy a couple things here, and let me just show you, let me just like paint the picture here. So basically, I walk into the store. It's a pretty normal GameStop, got stuff on the shelf and everything, and I start looking around. I'm like, where's the retro stuff? I don't see anything retro. So I walk around for a minute, walk to the back of the store, and guys, this is what I find. This right here is the GameStop retro store. Yes, I am not joking. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shelves of games. This is the GameStop retro store. You can see there's probably, if you count here, there's probably 50 games total maybe. I even talked to the manager there for a while, and I'll throw some clips in this video of me talking with him and conversing. And basically, I asked him, I was like, so you guys got any more retro stuff? And he says,
that's all I got, man.
Gotcha, cool.
I'm sorry.
And then I said, you got any retro consoles? And he says,
nope. The way that I was just on the phone with the customer talking about it, the way that they have advertised it, they have not sent me the inventory as they advertised it.
And then I'm talking to him some more, and I find out that he didn't even find out about the retro game thing from GameStop themselves. Like, nobody told him. He found out from a customer that he was going to be selling retro games at his GameStop. No, I'm not joking. Listen to this.
I actually found out from a customer. She told me a week before I actually found out from my district manager. And I was like, well, a customer already told me before, and he was like, how did she know?
But like, guys, this was mind blowing. Like, I walked in, and this was a GameStop retro. Like, I'm not surprised, honestly, but it's worse than I thought it would be. Like, I knew GameStop was gonna pull some crap like this, but I did not expect to walk in and see 50 games, and that's it. And guys, half these games they already had before the retro stuff. Like, they've been selling 360 and Wii games in their stores for like a couple years at this point. Like, they took basically retro games away for a while, then they started bringing them back, and now I guess they're trying to bring them back again. I don't know, man. You can't actually see, there is another little shelf that has DS and 3DS games, but anyways, let's kind of take a look through here, and let me just show you what they have. So, actually, hold on. I thought these games at the top were games for sale. These are just cases. They're just blank cases. Oh no. I thought there were like 50 games. There's like 40 games here. We've got like blank games up here. We got a few OG Xbox games right here. Some PS2, a couple GameCube games. There's like 5 Wii games, maybe 10 PS3 games, a handful of Wii U games. I mean, it's bad, man. Like, it's bad. Like, here's a little section of some PS2 games. I got GTA San Andreas, Vice City, Kingdom Hearts 2, Crash, Mario Party 9 for the Wii, Soul Calibur 2 for the OG Xbox, a couple more PS2 games. Like, PS2, best-selling console of all time, and you have 10 PS2 games? And I mean, you can see like the 360 selection. Like, there's a ton of 360 games, but the selection is horrible. Like, look how many of these games are disc only. And like Madden 17, Madden 16, Call of Duty Black Ops, Battlefield 3, and most of them are just super common games, which is not surprising. And it's good to have common games, but there's nothing special here at all. It's just like a pile of just garbage. You're advertising the whole retro thing. This is what you got. You got 4 PS3 games here. Batman 3, Invex versus ATV, Resident Evil 5, Sniper Elite 3. Like, why are you not sending inventory to your stores? Like, what is this? And we'll get back into that in a minute. Let me just show you what I got from them first here. Got a nice little GameStop bag, and we actually, first of all, I have these little stickers. I don't actually know what these are for from. So here's the receipt, and you can see I bought 2 games. I got Spyro Enter the Dragonfly and Legend of Dragoon for PSX or PS1. And oh yeah, he did take on some warranties here. 94 cents for the PS2 game, and then 284 for the PS1 game. He didn't even tell me about that. Otherwise, the guy was really cool. He was actually the bright spot of the GameStop was the guy here. And yeah, so I picked up Legend of Dragoon for PS1. I picked this up because like you don't see the 4-disc PS1 games very often. This is actually not a game I would ever play, honestly. We also got Spyro Enter the Dragonfly with this new retro gaming sleeve here from GameStop, just a classic. It's what they do with all their loose games. So let's go ahead and take a look. We got Spyro Enter the Dragonfly, and the disc itself looks fine. Nothing wrong with it. Flipping to the back, it looks like it's been actually resurfaced before by somebody. Definitely not GameStop because they don't have a resurfacing machine there anymore. I thought they did back in the day, but I haven't seen any at GameStop in ages. And by the way, the guy he actually inspected each disc before he sold them to me and like made sure they didn't have any scratches or weren't too scratched up, and he wiped them down and stuff. So that was pretty cool. I have not seen that from a GameStop employee in forever. But we also got a manual in here, Legend of Dragoon, and even got the phone number. That's cool to see. Just nostalgic stuff there. But yeah, 4 discs here. They're all the black discs, and you can see this first one here looks pretty solid. There's a couple smudges and scratches, but nothing out of the ordinary. Then this disc here, we've got I got a few scratches and smudges, but nothing too crazy again. Then we got 2 more, and this one's actually a bit smudged up. I don't know if that came from when he was wiping it down or if that was how it was to start with. But either way, yeah, that one looks the same. Either way, they're not like too scratched up or anything, which is good to see. And overall, these games are actually in pretty solid condition. Of course, that one's just a loose disc, so there's not really much to write home about there. But yeah, I paid 28 bucks for Legend of Dragoon, and then 10 bucks for Spyro Enter the Dragonfly. And the first thing I want to do here is actually take a look at how much I paid for that and then compare it to price charting, because price charting, in case you don't know, it's kind of basically tells you market value, like what you should pay for a game typically. So let's just look it up. So Legend of Dragoon for the PlayStation looks like it goes for 20 bucks loose and 40 bucks complete. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I just wanted to mention that I actually got the greatest hits version of Legend of Dragoon, which actually only goes for $23 complete. So I actually paid over market value when I thought I paid under. So that's unfortunate, but still at least kind of close to market value. I also got Spyro Into the Dragonfly at 10 bucks, so let's check that out. PS2, you can see $9.22 loose. I paid $9.99, so pretty much market values. And another thing I want to do is take a look at some more of these games here. So going back to my photos, you can see that like we've got random stuff like Minecraft for the 360. You got a couple GameCube games. You got Pikmin. You got Star Fox Adventures. Yeah, we play for 15 bucks. That seems astronomically high for we play. Let me just look that up real quick. All right, we play goes for $5. Why are they selling for 15? So this is the confusing part about GameStop, is their prices are all over the place. I mean, I've even seen backwards compatible PS3s on their website for like 90 bucks. And then we see regular PS3s for like 120. And it's like, what is this voodoo? Like, where are you coming up with these prices? It doesn't make any sense for GameStop that is like a, multi-billion-dollar company, however big they are. They're huge. But let's go ahead and take a look at some more of these games here and kind of take a look at the pricing and see if any of it's decent. So we got Pikmin here for 40 bucks, that's loose, and then it looks like on price charting it goes for 30 bucks, so there's another game that's 10 bucks over market value. And then Star Fox Adventures they had for 25 bucks, again another loose game, and it looks like it's going for $19, so that's over market value as well. And then Minecraft goes for 20 bucks there, or 13 bucks on price charting, so that's over market value. But then you find stuff like this. So over here on the right side, I'm basically on GameStop's Twitter, and somebody found an N64 GameStop for 70 bucks that came with the yellow controller and the expansion pack. Like all this stuff right here, that's like, if you were to buy that separately on eBay, that's like 150 bucks, 200 bucks. And GameStop's selling it for 70 bucks. Like why? I'm just so confused why some stuff is so low, some stuff is so high. And then my GameStop that I went to doesn't even have consoles at all, like not a single retro console at all. And guys, actually on my way back home, I went by another GameStop that was not considered retro. And let me show you what they had, because like it's pretty sad compared to this store. The GameStop that's not considered retro, they still had like, 20 360 games. So like they had half the inventory that the retro GameStop had. Plus they also had DS and 3DS games that aren't shown here in the photo. But like, so they legitimately had 50% of what the retro game store had. This is just a regular GameStop. Like, what? It's just actually disappointing because GameStop has the power to create a retro monster. Like they have so many stores. Like if they were actually promoting retro and they were actually doing retro right, they could, you could walk into a local GameStop and buy cool retro stuff. But no, we got 20 games on the shelf. just of crap and like nothing else coming in. So guys, now looking at Twitter, I'm looking at some other people's experiences with the GameStop retro scene here, and you can kind of see this person went to a retro GameStop, and same deal as mine, where they had like a couple little shelves of games for the retro section, and that was it. Here's another person that went to one, and yeah, they had, wow, there's like 10 DS games, and that's it. And it looks like they actually got some more games on the shelf here, but still just not much. And again, no retro consoles at all. And this person says they went to GameStop and found fake Game Boy Advance cartridges, and the cashier said they won't let them deny the fake ones if they technically work. Let me know down below what your experience is with GameStop Retro, if you've been to one. But guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. I bought 2 Xbox 360 consoles from GameStop's new retro store, and in this video, we're going to unbox them, test them out, and see if you should buy one as well. Now guys, here's the thing. GameStop is known to intentionally scratch up consoles, intentionally sell broken and crap accessories, and even sometimes leave dirty photos and videos, if you know what I mean, on their old consoles. So we're in for a treat here. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, and yeah, what is this? Hold on. It's just like in a Xbox One box, but they marked out the One X and put Xbox 360 here. That's all right. And wait, hold on a second. No hard drive, excuse me? Now the no hard drive thing is certainly interesting, but also this is a Halo 3 Xbox 360, and they sold it for like half the price of what it should have been. So like, what kind of voodoo is GameStop doing here? I don't know, but we'll find out. All right, this is already a bad sign. I can tell this is a 150 watt hard drive power supply, so that's already a bad start. And also, we don't have a Halo controller. That kind of sucks. Honestly, I did not expect to get a Halo controller because it's GameStop, but also it's just a little disappointing. Controller's actually in nice condition. Looks like they replaced the thumbsticks, which is probably a good thing. They were probably in horrible condition. Now here is the scary part. We got our HDMI cord and everything, and here is the console. Let's go ahead and pull it out and see what they did to this bad boy. All right, so starting on the top, and wow, the top actually looks pretty good. There's no magic eraser here. Hold on. We got a little bit of scuffing here, but not bad. Probably from the fact that they laid actually that's definitely from the fact they laid the controller on top of the console in shipping. Now looking at the front looks really good as well. Wow, there's a few scratches here and there, but not bad. Bottom looks pretty solid. It looks like a 360, and then flipping to the back, what? Service date of 2011. Then looking at the power port, it's very clearly, I think, a Zephyr motherboard. So this, let me just show you. It's not gonna work. Yep, doesn't fit. Thanks, GameStop. Gave me the wrong power supply. Every time, dude, I swear. Let's pull the faceplate off here to start with and see. Yeah, okay, so the warranty seal is intact, I believe. Okay, this is strange. It's not magic erased, but it was refurbished. Let me go ahead and put this to the side. Let's open up this other box. Now this one I'm really curious about because I bought a fat white 360, but there was no explanation as to what it was. Didn't say the motherboard type, didn't say if it had a hard drive or anything, and it was actually 80 bucks instead of 75. So like, why was this more than the limited edition console? I don't know, man, but let's go ahead and open it up. I'm kind of expecting to see a slim here, even though I did not order a slim. And oh, hold on, actually we have some info here on the side. It says 360 system white with wireless controller, and then it says it was reformatted on 8/1, so actually pretty recent. So I guess it's not like old stock from, 2012 or whatever. All right, so we have a 203 watt power supply, which will work with anything. That's good to see. We also have oh no, they gave me an AV cable, which tells me that there's a good chance this is like a Xenon motherboard. We also have what? What is this for? They just gave me a random wireless gaming receiver. What is this for? And then our controller, oh wait, huh? It's a third-party controller. Well, you can clearly see it's not got the Xbox logo here. And I notice on the bottom here it doesn't have the ports. And if you open it up, there's no label here in the back. Wow, that's tricky. This thing looks exactly like an OEM controller, but yeah, it definitely feels like crap. That's cool. All right, the top looks like a standard 360. It's pretty beaten up and everything. Now, time for the big reveal. Which kind? Oh no, they gave me a Xenon, guys, and oh my goodness, the case is literally popping out the top. Whoever put this back together at some point didn't do it right. But we're manufactured in 2007, and yeah, Xenon. So we also have a hard drive actually on the side, which is kind of surprising. Curious if this has been opened before. I think we all know the answer to that because we saw that thing on the back. And wait, hold on. What? Why is the warranty seal intact, but the case is separating on the back, like somebody put it together incorrectly? Now, this is truly very weird to me. Like, why would the back of the console be opened up, but the front of the console is clearly closed up and has a warranty seal intact? And my conspiracy theory here is that GameStop opened this console up, did something to it on the inside, I don't know, good or bad, but they somehow have acquired or maybe recreated these warranty stickers from Microsoft, and they are putting them back on after opening them up. But it's GameStop. It's not Microsoft. It's GameStop. They're not as good as Microsoft at refurbishing. So I don't know. Let me know your conspiracy theory, but let's keep going. Well, I guess let's go ahead and plug these in. Let's start with the Halo controller or console. Plug it in, see if it turns on, and see if it works. All right, console is plugged in. I'm very worried it's going to red ring, so let me go ahead and film this just in case it does. But 3, 2, 1. We got power. Yo, it's actually booting. That is honestly unbelievable. Okay, it is booting all the way up. Looks like it was actually factory reset, and here we go. All right, let's start with the disk drive here. See if it opens up, and wow, opens up perfectly. All right, let me go ahead and set this stuff up, get to the main menu, and we'll check it out. All right, guys, we are here on the home menu now. I did have to swap out battery packs because the battery pack they gave me was absolute garbage and just would disconnect like crazy. And yeah, let's go ahead and make sure there's no system storage here. I don't think there is built in. Yeah, there is nothing here. Let me go ahead and check the dashboard here. Okay, so we're on 17.502, which is from 2016, and there's been updates since then, so this thing hasn't been used in quite a while, and honestly, very quiet. So wow, it's quiet so far. It's putting out heat. Okay, let's go ahead and put a game inside and see if it works. All right, we'll put in the classic Modern Warfare 2. Let's pop the sucker in. And yeah, the game is working here without an issue. Been playing it for a few minutes and no hiccups at all. Sounds like a normal 360. It's pushing out hot air. This is amazing. This might be the best console I've ever gotten in my life from GameStop. At least I got something good, because next up, so guys, let's go ahead and eject this disc and plug in this bad boy here, because I'm not so sure we'll have the same look. So guys, white console is plugged in, and I noticed we didn't really go over how it looks too much, and yeah, there's just scratches, scuffs all over the top, all over the front. It is kind of yellowed, and the bottom looks a tad better. Honestly, not horrible for a 360, but not good either. But yeah, let's go ahead and turn this bad boy on now, and hopefully it doesn't red ring. Also, we got to plug in our little adapter for our third-party controller. But yeah, let's turn it on now. All right, 3, 2, 1. We got life. Please don't red ring. Please don't. Okay, it's booting. Is that an old dashboard? Hold on. Okay, first thing, nope, definitely not an old dashboard, but we're just on 480p because we got this bad boy right here. So let's go ahead and just start the disk drive. I will be very surprised if it opens cleanly, but let's check. Oh my goodness. Yep. Just stuck. Oh, okay, there we go. GameStop definitely did not test this one bit. Oh man. All right, let's just go ahead and put a game in, I guess, and see if it reads. Again, I'll be surprised if it does, but we'll try it. Wow. So let's get the full experience here. So now it does actually open, but very slowly, then comes a little bit faster. Put the game inside, close it, and it slowly closes, barely closes actually, and then it makes one loud and then tries to spin once or twice, and then gives me an open tray error. Nice. But yeah, I guess this is going straight back to GameStop because it doesn't work. All right, guys, so I do have a new Xbox here. I basically got it in the mail from GameStop, and I'll take you a bit through the return process because it was a little bit of a hassle, just classic GameStop style. But basically, I went online, filled out a GameStop Contact Us form, and of course, they reached back out in like 5 minutes and said, hey, take it to the store and return it, in which, if you guys know, GameStops just don't carry 360s at all in stores, so that's not going to help me at all. But eventually I found an automated process online, just like any normal store, and yeah, they sent me a new Xbox. So let's go ahead and open this bad boy up and see what's inside. Now, we actually have this little baggie here with a controller and the cords here. And now I see an AV cable again. That's not a good sign. That means it's probably another Xenon, which is tragic. But let's check out the power brick here. Hopefully they gave me the right power brick, and it looks like we have a 203 watts, so that'll work for anything. That's good to see. But let's go ahead and start by looking at this controller, and at first glance it looks pretty decent. Oh, I used to have this problem with controllers back in the day where I had friends that would actually use their fingernails on the controller, and it basically makes these giant indentations in the joystick right there, and you can see them right there on that joystick. It's not horrible. It's better than a non-OEM controller. And we also got some batteries. Oh, we have a rechargeable battery. Oh, we got. We even got the recharging cord here. Okay. Hopefully it works. But yeah, I also noticed on the bottom here we got like some drawing. What is that from? Whatever. Also got this AV cable here. Now let's go ahead and do the big reveal of the console. And it looks like they gave us a hard drive here. I actually already forgot. Did the last console have a hard drive? It's been a couple weeks since I filmed that. But yeah, we have a 20 gig hard drive here. Flip into the back, it looks like, ooh, okay. It's not a Xenon. That's good to see. We do have an HDMI port, but it is, oh, it's a Zephyr. Okay, 2007 manufacture date. It's a Zephyr console, which is basically a Xenon. And I will say the console itself doesn't look too bad. It's got some like black streaks and marks here on the bottom, which is really random. And flipping to the top actually looks really good and clean. I don't see any magic eraser, which this is so surprising, seeing 3 consoles in one video from GameStop that were not magic erased. If you've never seen the magic eraser from GameStop, I'll show a clip on the screen. They used the magic eraser on the Xbox Series X. Are you kidding me? Dude, they even scratched up the power button. But anyways, let's go ahead and take this faceplate off, see if they've ever opened this thing up. And no, the Microsoft sticker is still there. Let's go ahead and turn this bad boy on. 3, 2, 1. We got life. Okay. This drive is actually sticking out a little bit, so I'm a little concerned there. But let's... Wow, that disk drive is super clean. Like, I don't see any dust around the edges there. I don't see any dust hardly at all just looking inside of the thing. I mean, okay. And yeah, boots right up to the main menu. Nothing here to see, I don't think. It looks like they factory reset everything. Let me check though. And yeah, it's all factory reset. We got 20 gigs here. Let's go ahead and put a game inside. Let me make sure this disk drive still opens properly. And yeah, perfectly fine. Let's put a game inside, see what happens. All right, got MW2 again. Let's put this bad boy in. So guys, I've been running around for a couple minutes, and this console actually still sounds pretty quiet. Well, quiet for a 360. The disk drive is very loud, but the fans are not ramping up at all, and it's actually pushing out hot air, which is really weird for an old console like this that probably has dried up thermal paste. But I don't know, it's supposed to be a used console, so I don't think GameStop did anything to this specific console. But the Halo 360 we saw earlier was supposed to be refurbished. I don't know what they did to that, so let's go ahead and go back to that console, open it up, and check out the inside. Back to the Halo 360, and as you guys saw earlier, the warranty seal on the front is still intact. Let's go ahead and take it apart and take a look at the inside. All right, got the bottom detached. Let's go ahead and open it up, and yeah, there's no bolt mod here. If there's a bolt mod, we wouldn't see these 8 screws here, which is just very, very weird coming from GameStop. They always bolt mod stuff, so let's keep going though. All right, release the top, and wow, okay, so the top looks very clean. The bottom, I see a little bit of dust and grime inside the heat sinks, but not much at all. Nobody's ever opened this up. You can look at the front here and see this piece of tape. If this piece of tape is intact like this, you know it's either been never opened up or actually came from the factory refurbished, not from GameStop. So guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know down below what you think about this haul. And these consoles will be listed down below on my website for sale, so go check them out. Guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. So about a month ago, I went to one of GameStop's brand new retro game stores, and the experience was not good. So I waited about a month and went to 2 more of these retro GameStops to see if things have gotten any better. And in this video, we're going to talk about my experience with them, and I'll show you what I bought. Now, I've had quite the string of poor experiences with the GameStop. You know, anything from them sending me a broken Xbox 360 to them sending me a PS5 filled with cockroaches. So yeah, you never know what you're going to get with GameStop. Let's see what we find this time. And let me just give you a quick rundown of the first GameStop I went to in my last video, and basically this is it. It's essentially a corner of the store that was turned into a retro, and it's just got a handful of games here. There's like maybe 50 total games, 360, PS3, Wii U. Now looking back at the first store, I can't say I'm surprised because it's GameStop, but I am disappointed that a multi-billion-dollar company couldn't come up with something better than this after hyping it up. But I decided like it can't all be this bad, right? So I went to 2 more GameStops. You'll see one later where the employee kind of spilled some beans on corporate, and the next one up is actually in Florida. So let's check that one out now. And sure enough, this is what I walk into. It's literally the exact same setup. Maybe instead of 50 games, we have like 75 games maybe, but let's just take a closer look at this. You see the top shelf, again, it's just empty game cases, kind of add some color and stuff. I don't hate it, but it's at the same time, it's like, what's the point, guys? Just kind of just filling out more space. And you can see we got 360 games, PS3 games. We actually have a lot of Wii U games, like relatively, like there's a Wii U game there, a couple there. We got a stack here. And then here at the bottom is like about as retro as you get. We got OG Xbox, some PS2. I think there's some like 3DS in here, hidden somewhere in here. Yeah, there's some 3DS over there, which I have some more photos. I'll show you closer up. And you can see here we have, OG Xbox and stuff. We got like MX Unleashed, Soul Calibur 2, and just like the standard classic GameStop box, which means it's just a loose disc. Star Wars Battlefront 2, Doom 3. So it's not like they have bad games or like bad prices here. Like these are all about $10, but there's just nothing special about it. And then here's where I think it gets a little bit more interesting, is we have some PS2 games. But guys, there's not a single in-box PS2 game or PSX game, as they call it here, PS1, whatever. They're all disc only, which like it's fine, I guess. But dude, a total of 10 PS1 and PS2 games. But let me go ahead and give you some price comparisons here. We'll see what price they're charging here versus price charting, which is basically market value, and we'll see what their prices come out to. All right, so we can see first here we have Crash Bandicoot Warped, which is a PS1 game, and I look it up, and Lucy goes for $8.75, so it's actually about $1 cheaper at GameStop. You got it for $8 instead of $8.75. And now another one that stands out here to me is Metal Gear Solid 3, because it's going for $30. So let's go ahead and check this one out and see if that's close. And it's a bit over, because Lucy goes for $24, and here it's for $30. It's loose because it's not in a real case. Now next up we can see all of these, a mix of DS and 3DS games, and these are interesting to me because 90% of these are loose, which kind of makes sense for these portable games. Most people just throw away their cases. I don't know why, but they do. We also got some, actually here are some games that are in the real box, like New Super Mario Bros. 2, Donkey Kong. So it's kind of just, again, a mix of games here. Now, one of the more interesting things to me about this GameStop was the accessories. So we actually have a handful of just interesting accessories. Like we have a PS1 controller here. You can see we actually have these little spacers around the analog stick, I guess, to help them from drifting, like while they're in the package, which is actually nice. And I'm surprised GameStop's doing that, but like props to them. We also have some Xbox 360 hard drives, which is kind of cool to see. So yeah, I think this GameStop was a tad better than the first one, but still just not good. And next up, we'll have another GameStop that was actually in North Carolina. So we're kind of getting some variables, across the country from different GameStops here. And this one is where I bought something from and also had the employee that spilled some beans. So let's go ahead and get into that one. Let's just go ahead and start by showing you what the whole retro section looked like. And guys, here it is. Probably on par with the first one I had, where there's just like not much stuff at all. You got your empty cases at the top. You got your 360 games, PS3 games. This one's even more lacking. Like there's not even DS or 3DS. I think he might have said there was some in the back, but like no PSP, Vita. And guys, there's no cartridges here. Like there's no old stuff. Like there's no like super old retro stuff like Super Nintendo, NES, that sort of thing. It's all like basically 360 and newer, and then like a handful of PS2 and OG Xbox. Like I see one OG Xbox game here. Apologies for the blurriness, but you can see that's an Xbox game. We have a few PS2 games, and actually some of these are actually like higher priced games, like Silent Hill Origins. We also have another game here that was like a $50 game or something. We'll get into those in a minute here. So I'm not sure if this is complete or if it's missing a manual or whatever, but we'll just assume it's complete. And it goes for $75 complete, and here it's for $44. So like I don't know if there's something wrong with the game or like wrong with the case. Maybe it's beat up or something. I didn't take a close look at it, but guys, that's pretty good. Even if it's loose. It goes for $50 loose, and GameStop's selling it for $44. So that's a really solid price. So props to GameStop on that one. Next up, we got Silent Hill Origins, which is for the PS2, and you can see, well, you can't really see it, but it goes for $95 here. And you can see that GameStop's or price charting has it for $90 loose or $130 complete. So this is probably somewhere in between there. It's got some sticker wear. It's got stickers, GameStop stickers all over it. It might be missing the manual. I don't know. But again, another high-priced game that's actually a pretty solid price from GameStop. Now, guys, the part I don't get about this is if you go to GameStop's Twitter page, they're retweeting a bunch of people that are supposedly finding good stuff like Game Boy games, PSP games. This one guy supposedly found a bunch of in-box NES and Super Nintendo games for super cheap. Like, where are all these games at? Are they all hoarded at one store? Are these posts real? Like, I don't understand. I mean, like, the three I've been to just barely have anything. So, what? Now, one cool thing we found is that they actually had some retro consoles here. Now, I say retro consoles as in like two 360s. That's literally all they had is a couple 360 Slims. You can see here. So we actually do have a 360 Slim in this box here, which we'll check out here in a minute and see what kind of condition it's in, see what kind of retro stuff they're selling. And this is the part that really got me and that was really interesting. This guy said that most of the inventory they have put out is inventory they had before the retro GameStop thing even started. Like, this is just inventory they had in the back that was just sitting there, I guess, just not for sale. And then when they told them to make a retro GameStop, they're like, well, I guess we'll just take some stuff from the back. And they're apparently getting some stuff from the warehouse. But let me just play some clips for you, and you can just kind of interpret it for yourself.
Most of the stuff that we've had is stuff we've had on hand for a while that just nobody was interested in. But now that we're designated as a retro store, we had to put it out.
And yeah, this guy basically, he also said that there's basically not enough retro stuff for there to be more than a wall, which is just sad for GameStop. Well, you can listen to that as well.
Unfortunately, when it comes to the retro stuff, there's not enough of it to justify any one store having more than pretty much just that.
And then eventually this employee he got real. Like, he said, he doesn't see this retro stuff being a thing at GameStop for very long. You can listen to that as well.
I don't see it being a long-lasting thing. GameStop in and of itself, just this year alone, has been doing horrendous things.
And the best part, he eventually got into just kind of ripping on corporate. Like, I'm not going to explain it to you. I'll just let you listen to what he said.
Corporate is kind of on the same intelligence level as, like, they're basically the tall Ed from Ed, Edd n Eddy.
So yeah, guys, just kind of wild that even the employees just they know it's things are not going as they should. But guys, let's go ahead and get into this console that I bought from him. So you can see here we got some stickers on the side, and the funny part again is it's in an Xbox One box, and they're just like they wrote Xbox 360S 250 gig on it. It does have the GSRF for refurbished, but I think he said in store it was pre-owned, so I would expect it to be used and not refurbished. Let's go ahead and slice this thing open. All right, first of all, we did buy this Halo Anniversary game, which we'll get into in a second. But the console itself came with an HDMI cord, got the power cord. Wow, we got the correct power supply. That's good to see. We also have we have a legit controller. Hold on. Oh, that's a did not expect that. All right, that's actually a pretty. Oh no, you guys know what's coming. I'll show you in a second. Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. All right, well the controller itself, pretty good. It looks like they replaced the sticks at some point because they don't feel like they're definitely not OEM sticks, but they're pretty solid and they're better than beat up ones. Yeah, other than that, not bad. Let's go ahead and take a look at this game here. So it's got this nice little sleeve. We got the game, and wow, this case is super clean. Okay, I see you. Let's take a look at the disc here, and the disc is not bad. Definitely not resurfaced or anything, but there's barely any scratches to start with. But now looking at this console here, guys, they did it again. It's magic erased. I don't get it. Why does GameStop scratch up their consoles? Like, dude, just look at that. Look how many scratches are all over this thing. We'll probably try to throw some B-roll on the screen so you can see it better, but it's micro scratches literally across the entire bottom. Oh my gosh, the top is the worst. Wow. There's even there's a spot where it wasn't magic erased because there used to be a sticker. The stickers saved this thing from being fully magic erased. You gotta be kidding me. It's like, it's even slick now because it's like, it lost so much of its texture that it's hard to hold. And then flipping to the back, the warranty seal is definitely broken, obviously, because they've opened it and done something to it. I don't know. I thought it was used, but maybe it's refurbished. You never really know with GameStop. It's kind of a mixed bag. We do have a 250 gig hard drive here. Let's plug it in and see if this thing even works. I have no hope. All right, got this bad boy plugged in. Let's see what happens. 3, 2, 1. Okay, it's turning on. The disk drive was actually partially open because it just closed itself. Let's go ahead and start and see if the controller connects. Okay, I see you. Controller's good. You know, give it a little shake test and it still stays connected, which is surprising for a 360. Let's go ahead and set this bad boy up. Starting off strong here, it looks like the console is not banned, which is good. I have seen banned consoles multiple times in the past. Looks like it's actually updated as well. When console's going here on the main menu, let's go ahead and eject the disk drive, see if that okay, shoots out perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and put a disc inside. It's a miracle. It's turning on, it's reading games. Wait, hold on. First of all, are you kidding me? Microsoft just kicked me back to that new dashboard that looks like crap. There it is, all stretched out and everything. How did that happen? I didn't sign in or anything. Okay, let's go ahead and eject it, turn it off, and then yeah, we'll open it up and take a look at the inside. So console partially opened here, and you can see all the screws are still here. The case is fully intact, so good stuff so far. Let's keep going. All right, so console opened up, and I figured out what they did to this console. So you see this little connector right here there's nothing plugged into it. Usually this motherboard right here has basically a PCB that's kind of plugged in that sits right about there, and it actually houses the 4 gigabytes that are built into some 360 Slim consoles. Now this one I guess they removed because it was corrupted or some other reason. I don't know why. Not really a big deal because they put in a 250 gig hard drive, but thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. I bought the brand new 30th anniversary PS5 from GameStop, and in this video, we're gonna unbox it, test it out, and see if it's any good. All right, I hope GameStop's packaging was good enough. And oh baby, and that's just the back. Oh, no, it's open. You've gotta be kidding me. I mean, maybe it broke in transit, but knowing GameStop, somebody was probably farting around with it in the warehouse, so we'll find out, of course. Oh my gosh, that's oh, dude, screw GameStop, man. What a freaking joke of a company, man. All right, well, at least the front looks okay here. So actually the front looks awesome. Props to Sony for this. We got it looks just like the PS1 original console. I'll show the box on the screen so you can get a little comparison. We'll even have the original PlayStation font here, the original PlayStation logo. You got the controller in here. Unfortunately, it is the disc-free console. I really wish, being a PS1 that uses discs, I wish they would have included the disc drive, but we'll get into that later. Now it also says limited edition down here and PlayStation 5 digital edition. And taking a look at the side, you've got the cool original PlayStation accents everywhere, and of course it includes the controller. It actually includes a vertical stand and a disc drive cover if you want to put your own disc drive on it. Back to the back, it says 30th anniversary, play like never before. But guys, let's go ahead and open the box up, and hopefully nobody used it before me, but who knows at this point. And oh, that's a great start. So we got the gray box inside. It says 30th anniversary on the top. Let's go ahead and let me try to slide this out without tearing the box up. They don't design these boxes the greatest though, so they make it hard to not rip. Oh, yo. Taking the box out, you can see it's got all these icons on the inside of the box, just related to PlayStation. So you got your PS1, PSP, you've got your PS4 camera, you've got your PS Portal, your iToy, all that good stuff, a little bit of everything. And then taking a look at the actual box, dude. Ooh, that's a nice box. Let me flip to the front actually. And dude, it's pierced all the way. How? How does that happen in transit? No, somebody in the warehouse did that. That's unbelievable. But flipping to the front here, you can see it's got the normal symbols, you know, circle, X, square, and triangle, but it also has a 3 there for 30th. Just a very nice touch. You love to see that. Now let's go ahead and unbox this bad boy, see what's inside. And first thing, oh no, that's awesome. You have the history here of the PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, and PS5. That's a nice touch, Sony. Love to see it. Let's go ahead and take this box out. And then here inside, wow, the packaging's not great, but it's better than the original PS5 packaging. So let's go ahead and pull everything out of here, I guess, and take a closer look. So we have 2 boxes. Also have, hold on, what is this? I don't know what that is. We'll take a closer look at that in a second. And then, of course, last but not least, the console. I do really wish they had done like a foam insert in here instead of just the normal like these pieces plus the random plastic wrapping. This is better quality though than the original PS5 comes in. But let's go ahead and take a look at what all these things are. So first of all, I'm very curious what this is. Okay, so it's wrapped up in there. We got this giant like plastic folder kind of thing. And you pull this out. Dude, is this a poster? Yo, got a giant poster. On this side it looks like that. And then here on the other side, it shows all your accessories. That's awesome. And it comes in this cool little plastic folder thing that says 30th anniversary. That's a nice touch. Had no idea that was included. Wow. See, these are the cool touches I know Sony's capable of, but they only save it for like the 30th and 20th anniversary consoles, which is a little disappointing. I wish they'd like attribute a little bit of this stuff in their other consoles and other, you know, accessories, that sort of thing. Let's go ahead and open up this box right here, which looks like it has some of our accessories. All right, so first thing here we have, I guess, the disc drive cover, I would assume. Yep. And oh, yo, it says 30th on the inside. I really hope they have some cool little Easter eggs on this console. You can even see, actually the inside also has the little pattern here where it has the 30th embedded in the icons as well. Then here on the back side looks like a normal one, except for it says 30th right there as well. That's a nice little touch, man. And then next up, we have, I believe, the vertical stand. And let's see what that looks like. Oh, yeah. Oh, baby. It's got the whole gray accent here. It is made out of metal. I will say the vertical stand is very high quality. It just, you know, costs $30 separately. And, of course, has our symbols here as well with the 30th. That's very cool. All right, now last but not least in this box, we have a USB-C to USB-C cord that also has the 30th embedded there on the cable, which is very, very cool. Let's see, we have an HDMI cable. Oh man, that's disappointing. All right, the HDMI cable is just a normal black one. I really wish that's a missed opportunity to include a special gray HDMI cable. And I believe that's all for that. I could have sworn this is supposed to come with like the cool USB cable that looks like the controller cable, but maybe it's inside of this little box here. All right, so first we have a power cord. Again, just a regular black power cord. And oh no, forget about this. Plastic stands, yay. I mean, we all knew it was coming, but I wish they would have done something a little bit nicer for, you know, 30th anniversary. At least they included the vertical stand, so actually that is nice. I don't have to use these crappy horizontal stands. And then next up, we got this little box here that I guess has our manual and other inserts. Let's go ahead and check. Yo, even the manual is cool. Nice. We got a gray manual with your icons all over it. It's gray, and the safety guide is the same. All right, then over here we got a controller, which I'm very excited for. Let's go ahead and pull this bad boy out, and oh baby, this is so sick. You got the two-tone gray, you've got the PS1 logo in the middle there, and then on the back it says PlayStation 30th anniversary. Just very cool, nice touches here. Let's go ahead and put that to the side, and it looks like we have one last little gift here. Just it straight up has a gift icon. Let me go ahead and check that out. It even slides out. Oh, here it is. Here's our special stuff. So first we have this little pamphlet that says what's included. What, they're all just randomly taped up like that. That's random. And then last little packet in here. Oof. Oh man, these are all sealed too. I wish I didn't have to unseal them, but I do. I gotta check these out. All right, so first thing we have here, I believe, are these little pieces of rubber. These are very sick. I don't know what they're actually used for. Maybe the instructions tell me. Oh, hold on. This is what it's used for. All right, let me show you. All right, so you got your cable undone right, and you want to, you know, wrap it back up. You take one of these things, you wrap it around there, you pull, yeah, there you go. You pull your triangle through, and boom, it's just a little cable wrap. That's awesome. All right, now next up we've got this little PlayStation logo, and oh, it's just a sticker, but it's like a 3D sticker. Yo, that's sick. All right, and next up we have this other little, oh, it's another little sticker. It looks like a little wire sticker. Like I don't know how to describe that, but that's very cool as well. And then last but not least here we have oh man, we got the little adapter you put on the cable, so it looks like a PS1 controller cord. That's awesome. Let's try that out. All right, so this piece slides off, and then you toss your cable in here. Dude, there's no way. That's awesome. That's such a cool touch. I'm so glad they included that. But guys, let's go ahead and move into the last part, which is our console. See, here's my one gripe, is this console is just wrapped very sloppily. You know, it's not a big deal, but with everything being so premium here, you'd think they would include something a little bit nicer here for the wrapping or for the console packaging. And oh baby, here we go. The entire thing is just shrink wrapped, so I guess it doesn't come apart. It looks so goofy like that. But anyways, looks like a pretty normal PS5 Slim at first glance, but obviously the entire thing is gray. All the plates are gray. You've got your cool PS1 logo there. You've got the PlayStation 30th anniversary text right there. And flipping to the back, looks like a pretty normal PS5. Nothing special going on there. But flipping to the bottom, you do have your 30th anniversary little logo down there, which is very cool. And then of course the middle glossy portion is also gray instead of being black, so that's very cool to see. I don't see anything else special going on there. My other gripe here is that of course it's a Slim, so it's made out of cheap materials where you got just these giant gaps right here, which is a little bit sloppy for such a cool console. But let's go ahead and pull off these pieces of tape here and see this thing how it should look. So guys, we have our vertical stand on, and the next thing I want to do is pop on our disk drive. So I already have the plate off here, and I don't see any Easter eggs underneath this plate, so we'll take a closer look at underneath the other plates later in the video. But let's go ahead and pop on a disk drive. So hopefully it is the regular Slim disk drive and not like a special 30th anniversary one. That seems like a thing Sony would do. And boom, that pops into place. And one thing I actually just noticed that I should mention is that the top plates here on the PS5 Slim 30th anniversary are actually matte. Actually, all the plates are matte, whereas the top plates on the Slim are glossy. So that's a nice upgrade there. I'm not a huge fan of having those fingerprint magnets up there. Let's go ahead and pop on this plate. Hopefully it fits. And boom, right into place. Nice. Let's go ahead and plug this bad boy in though now. Hopefully it works. Hopefully GameStop did not do some sketchy crap to it. I still can't believe they punctured the box. Send me an open box. It's so bad. Let's go ahead and plug in this cool cable here. Let me see if I can line it up perfectly, and boom. Now the downside here is it partially covers up this top USB-C port, so you can only use one port at a time if you use the cool PS1 plug right there. But let's go ahead and plug this in, turn the console on, and hopefully there's a cool boot up screen. I don't know, but let's try it out. 3, 2, 1. Man, that's a missed opportunity for a cool beep right there. And nope, normal PS5. That's a huge L. That's a missed opportunity. But let's go ahead and plug this thing in, set up the console, and yeah, it looks like a normal PS5 so far. There's not even a special edition like background. Oh, that's rough. And clicking on console information, it looks like we're on 9.4, which is from like June. So they haven't this console has been updated in a long time. Let's go ahead and do the update, and hopefully it gives us a cool 30th anniversary background. Okay, well, good news. Disk drive is now registered to my PS5. Whoopee. Or no, it's not. Now it is. Now it is. Cool. And come on. Give me a cool background, please. Skip for now. Skip. Okay, we gotta update our controller too. Yay. And guys, booted up here. It looks like there is not a special background. That's rough, man. All right, let me try to sign in and see if that works. So we are signed in now, and yeah, still no cool background even on the welcome screen. Let me see if I can find, maybe there's one on the store. So as far as I can tell, all these backgrounds from PlayStation are not 30th anniversary related. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see any. So we'll just go with this one for now, which is like close enough, I guess. All right, guys, let's go ahead and pop a disc inside the disk drive though, and make sure it reads up and works. All right, guys, the one game I have in my office, which is the medium, let's go ahead and pop this disc in the disk drive and just make sure it works. Yay, the disk drive is working. Now, one more thing I want to do is boot up Astro's Playroom and just make sure it can play for a few minutes, so we can make sure there's some heat coming out the back and the console doesn't overheat or anything. So let's play for a few minutes. All right, guys, so game's working without an issue. Let's go back to the main menu, though, and guys, let's go ahead and turn this console off and take all the plates off and see if there's any other Easter eggs underneath the plates. All right, now popping off this plate, we see just a standard fan, SSD slot, and okay, so we got a little bit of something going on here. We got the triangle on this plate, and then again the 30th anniversary little special symbols there on the inside of the plate. And now checking out the other side, under this plate looks pretty standard. You can just see your PlayStation 30th anniversary text there, and then of course your X on the plate here. Then the last plate here has a square on the bottom, has the same symbols around the edges here. The inside looks exactly the same. So the inside of the console here is exactly the same as the Slim as far as I can tell. It's just the entire thing is gray, the entire chassis is gray, and the plates are gray. So very cool. This entire packaging was awesome. I will say the console and the software itself was a tad underwhelming. I really wish they did a little bit more on the software side to this console to make it truly 30th anniversary. But guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know down below what you think about the 30th anniversary console, and I'll see you guys next time. I bought 2 refurbished limited edition PS4 consoles from GameStop, and in this video, we're going to unbox them, test them out, tear them down, and see if they're worth the money. Now, unfortunately, the thing with GameStop is they're always doing something sketchy, whether it's sending out broken consoles or just intentionally scratching up consoles. It's just always something. But guys, let's see what we find today. Now guys, we have 2 consoles here. We have the PS4 Slim Days of Play Edition and also the PS4 Original Uncharted Edition. So both very cool consoles. Let's hope they're in good condition, but let's start with the Uncharted console. And starting out, this is a bad sign. Yeah, console's just shifting back and forth. Oh, man. And by the way, this did have a shipping box around it. I already took it out, but let's go ahead and see what's inside. All right. Oh, that's a good sign. We have the original controller to start with. That's cool. So we got the nice blue here. We've got a million GameStop stickers on the bottom as per usual. Then on the back, we have this entire piece is just worn off. Wow, this thing's been used a lot. They must have swapped the analog sticks because they feel not as worn as they should, and they also feel a little bit different, so that's not bad. But yeah, everything feels pretty good there. Also got our power cord, which looks like the correct power cord, I believe. Got a blue charging cable, HDMI cable as well. And of course, below it, we have the console just sliding around. Great. I think the other side is glossy as well, but let's go ahead and please don't be magic erased. Please don't be magic erased, please. And wow, it's not. Hold up. That's unheard of. A refurbished console from GameStop that's not scratched up and actually looks pretty solid. We have a few scuffs and scratches here and there, like one right there, a few over there and there, but honestly not bad at all. And the front looks pretty good. And flipping to the back, it looks like the warranty seals are gone, so it looks like they have opened this up and done something to it. No idea what, but it also got a solution on it. Like I guess they cleaned it, but they used some sort of cleaning solution, which is not bad. It seems to be in pretty good condition. Let's go ahead and put that one to the side though, and move on to this one over here. Now I'm like 99% sure the Days of Play edition is very glossy, so hopefully they did not destroy this one. Oh, and wow, we got the correct controller here too. That's amazing. All right, it's a blue controller. Actually, is this the correct one? Well, let me check. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, man, it's Days of Play one is fully blue, and it also has cool symbols in the front. This one, and this one, no way, dude. And so it begins. Here we go, guys. All right, so you can see the touchpad here is just like scratched to death by Magic Eraser, I guess. It's just, it doesn't look great. So that's not ideal that we paid extra for a limited edition and they gave us the controller that looks close, but not quite. So your average person probably would not notice this is not the correct controller. Now, guys, the whole controller situation with GameStop is pretty frustrating because it's a common theme with them. You know, on one hand, it's not a big deal if they send you a standard black PS4 and you get a red controller. It's kind of like, who cares? But when you buy a limited edition console, you're expecting all the limited edition stuff like the controller because it's a huge part of it. And even worse is the listing itself shows the special controller. The description talks about the special controller and the gold symbols on it, and there's nowhere in there where it says you're not getting the special controller. So it's frustrating. But anyways, we got our charging cord here, our power cord, our HDMI cable. Looks like the cords are correct, which is a good start for GameStop. And here's the bottom of the console, and oh no, I gotta say from first glance that's not a great sign. They're missing a rubber foot there, but not a huge deal. Let's flip it over and do the reveal. Oh, yikes. All right, so first of all here, let me just put this to the side. You can see that the bubble wrap left some, I don't know why, but that big bubble wrap always leaves major damage to the console. It's not damage, but it's just like, just look at that. That just looks bad. But even past that, there's scratches all over this thing. Fortunately, it's not Magic Eraser scratches, but it's like, ooh, this thing has been well loved, well used, and it's actually very dirty. Like, it's not a really clean console. There's just like dust and grime everywhere. Now, the positive thing here is GameStop did not Magic Erase this console, and for a little bit of context, in case you don't know, Magic Eraser is basically like sandpaper, and GameStop in the past has essentially Magic Erased all of their refurbished consoles. I'll show some photos on the screen. You can see this one looks really bad. This one's also horrible. This one's bad. I could go on and on with examples. I've seen it a ton of times, but maybe they stopped doing that. I'm not quite sure. And then, of course, the warranty seal is gone from the back, so I'm sure they opened it up and did something to it. But guys, let's go ahead and start with the Uncharted 4 console, plug it in, turn it on, and hopefully it works. All right, guys, console's plugged in. Let's see if it turns on. No way. Are you kidding me? Okay, so no power. Hold on. Let me verify my plug. It's plugged in, right? Okay, it was just unplugged. I had it plugged in earlier, but I unplugged it. All right, that was close. Okay, there we go. It's turning on now. All right, console's booting up. Looks like it was factory reset. Let's go ahead and set this thing up. All right, guys, so we are booted up here, but the controller just seems to have stopped working. It's connected as player one, and it won't click. All right, I booted it back up, and now it's working. All right, but guys, let's go ahead and start with the internet here, because it was a little weird earlier. I was trying to connect to the internet when I set it up, and it wasn't working, so let me try that again. All right, guys, so I think the LAN port might be broken on this console because I have a LAN cable connected for my internet, and I was seriously using this 3 hours ago, and it worked perfectly fine, so I'm not sure why it would just not work anymore. And yeah, sure enough, just nothing. Great. So do we seriously have a bad LAN port on this thing? That's bad. You gotta be kidding me, man. All right, let's try Wi-Fi. At least Wi-Fi works. Cool. But let's go back and check out what system software we're on here. So we're on 11.0, which is not the latest, but it's fairly recent. Okay. Let's go ahead and pop a disc inside. So no game inside, no free game. But we've got Gran Turismo Sport here, which is a PS4 game. So let's pop this in the disk drive, and hopefully it pulls it in properly. And okay, that's surprising coming from GameStop. A lot of times they send me consoles that just like don't pull the games in all the way. I gotta push them in myself, but it is pulling in. Let's go ahead and see if it reads up. Sure enough, hallelujah, it's reading up. Wow. So guys, something to note here is that I did update the PS4 to the latest system software. I also signed in, so that's a good sign. Console's not banned, but I came back to my LAN connection here and it's still giving me the same error, just not working at all. and I've blown out the port and everything, and just nothing. All right, so that's great. But let's go ahead and go back and actually boot up the game now. Let's play around a little bit and just make sure it runs for a while and doesn't overheat or anything. All right, guys, the game is working fine here, and it seems to be pushing out some decently hot air, so I'm satisfied with that for now. Let's go ahead and turn this console off, though, and move on to the Days of Play Edition console, and hopefully that one works. All right, guys, plugged in. Let's see if it turns on. Got life and free games. Nope. All right, so we are booted up here. Let me go ahead and set this thing up, and let's go ahead and start with the network connection. We'll see if the LAN port works here. Yep, I think it worked fine because it just skipped past that part with my LAN cable plugged in. And yeah, booted up here, going to network connection, test internet connection. Let's go ahead and verify, and yep, yeah, so LAN port works fine on this console. So that console just straight up has a bad LAN port. Dude, it's seriously always something in GameStop. Even when they do it like pretty well, they still mess something up. It's just seriously every time. Let's check out the system info here and see what version we're on. So 11.0, so fairly recent. Let's go ahead and pop a game inside though and see if it reads up. Wait, hold on. Wait a second. What was that noise? Listen to this. There's like a weird metal noise at the end of that disc pull in there. I don't. It is reading though, so I guess if it works, it works. That was weird though. But anyways, guys, the console is reading the game, so we'll boot that up in here in just a second. But by the way, I did sign into my profile, and it looks like it's not banned or anything, which is a good sign. But yeah, let's boot up the game and make sure it runs. All right, guys, so game is working here, but I do have some gripes with the controller. Not a huge deal, but let me just show you. Now, first of all, you already saw the touchpad is scratched up, which is, again, not a huge deal, but just always disappointing to see the intentionally scratched stuff. But the part that's a little bit more annoying is it looks like the third-party stick they used to replace the old stick is kind of crappy, because like there's some major friction around the edges right there. So when especially when I'm steering, like in this game right here, I feel it like big time over here. It's like it's just rubbing against something. So kind of annoying. Not a huge deal again, but it's always something. Now, guys, before we get into the teardown, which the teardown, it's not great, but I wanted to mention another relevant point that kind of hammers home the weirdness that GameStop is doing now. So if you remember a few months ago, GameStop started up this whole retro thing where they deemed certain GameStop stores as retro stores, where they'll start selling, PS2, PS1, NES games, that sort of thing. And the weird part about it is the retro stores really did not have that much retro stuff. But guys, you will not believe this. I went into my local GameStop recently, which is not a retro store, and sure enough, we walk in, they have more retro stuff at the non-retro store than GameStop has at the retro store. Like, dude, nothing about what they're doing makes sense. But guys, let's go ahead and get into the teardown now. So guys, I have the console coming apart, and I gotta say, it's pretty clean. Like, looking at the case here, I really see no dust and grime anywhere. And even inside the case, you can see the fan hair is very clean. You can see the heatsink is very clean. Now, the one thing I will note is I just got this power supply out, and the Wi-Fi antenna cable is just kind of dangling around in here and not plugged in, which is even more confusing because it was the LAN port that didn't work on this console, whereas the Wi-Fi did actually work. But the Wi-Fi can still work if it's not connected to the antenna. It'll just like basically use that little port as an antenna. It's not a good antenna, but it'll work. But what I really want to do here is get down to the LAN port at least and just see if there's anything sketchy going on around it, and see if there's, I don't know, see if it's damaged or anything. So let's keep going. But guys, going down further, I think we may have found our issue now. Let me just take a step back though and show you that this is the back of the motherboard right here. So you can see our HDMI, Ethernet port, that sort of thing. So let's go ahead and flip this over and take a look right down here. And the first thing you notice is this Ethernet port looks all sorts of melted and just jacked up. Like somebody, I don't know, had a soldering iron over there, or maybe a heat gun, and was just heating that up inadvertently. I don't know. And then taking a closer look at these traces here, even those traces look like they could be damaged. So that makes sense as to why our Ethernet port is not working at all. Now, I'm not sure what they did around here because there's just tons of like dried up flux everywhere. At least that's what it looks like to me. Maybe they replaced the HDMI port. Maybe they were trying to fix the Ethernet port. I don't know, but they definitely did something down here and jacked up the LAN port. So it's just like wild because they actually cleaned the whole thing, but then the LAN port's just broken. It's like, at least that one's not critical. You can use Wi-Fi, but still disappointing, especially when you're paying over market value for a limited edition console. So yeah, let's go ahead and open up the other console now though. Now guys, I have the Days of Play console apart, and this one is weird. Let me explain why. So first of all, we have our top plate, which looks pretty normal. It's actually pretty clean on the bottom, which is good to see. Then we get to the bottom piece, and this metal piece just looks weird, right? But let's keep going. So we get down to the console itself, and yeah, you can probably tell what's going on here. You can see some stains there. All of these white pieces are stained yellow. If you get close to it, basically this console's been in a home with cigarette smoke, and you can just see the residual of it. It leaves your console yellow and nasty. There's actually still some residual like dust right there, but I will say they did a nice job of cleaning it out, because in general I don't really see much of that cigarette smoke dust. I mean, even flipping over to the other side where we have the power supply looks pretty clean. You can see the heatsink down there looks pretty clean as well, and I've seen some nasty heatsinks from GameStop. I'll show some B-roll on the screen of ones they did not clean out. So props to GameStop for actually cleaning these consoles out. Now, what did GameStop do to this console? Because it's refurbished, they opened it up, they cleaned it out, so they probably did something on the inside. Well, here's my theory. You can see here on top of the disk drive, there is some like gunk left here. It's not, I don't think it's thermal paste. It might be thermal paste, either that or putty or something. It's just like something left over there, like they just forgot to clean it up. So they're definitely doing something with the disk drive. But yeah, this console's not the prettiest, and if you smell it, It definitely smells like cigarette smoke, and you can get a whiff of it as the fans are blowing out the back. But guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know down below what you think about GameStop's refurbishment of these PS4s, and guys, I'll see you next time. I bought a few refurbished PS5 Pros from GameStop, and in this video, we're going to unbox them, test them out, and see if they're worth the money. Now, it's a bit strange because the PS5 Pro released less than 2 months ago, so why does GameStop already have refurbished PS5 Pros? Especially because we know how GameStop refurbishes consoles. Yeah, not great, but let's see what they sent today. Now guys, first we'll start with the PS5 Pro that's supposed to be refurbished, so let's open up the box and see what's inside. Wait, what? What is this? Hold on. What? Okay, let's start with here. Let's start over here. What is this? All right, so first we have a power cable. That looks correct. Okay. We also have wow. Oh, what? Hold on. So we have a charging cable already plugged into our controller. We have these joysticks that are supported by, oh, that's actually kind of nice. It supports the joysticks so they don't get shifted in shipping. But the controller, ooh, that's a nasty controller here, dude. The thumbsticks are definitely new. The back, you can tell it's been used a whole lot. So, all right. And we also have a really, what is this? We have a really thick HDMI cable. But guys, what is in here? Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, do we have our stands? Ooh, did they actually include horizontal stands? Wow, they did. And it looks like the original stand. Wait, these are not the original stands. What are these? We'll get to that later, but guys, let's get to the elephant in the room. What is this? Or just like, what is this? Let me just take a look at it. Okay, so it looks like it actually is a PS5 Pro, which is a good start here. And from first glance at the top, it looks pretty good. You know, we've got a couple little scuffs and scratches right over there, and there, but it is refurbished, so we don't expect it to be perfect. And on the bottom, kind of the same thing. There's a few pieces of dirt here and there, but not too bad. Now, looking at the front, the glossy part itself, actually looks pretty solid. There's like, again, a few scratches here and there and some dirt and dust, but nothing horrible. No magic eraser, which is a great sign. And then flipping to the back, it looks like everything looks standard. We got a few scratches around the ports, so it's maybe been used a little bit, but, oh, actually, hold on. I don't know how to describe this, but there's some just like weird stuff coming out of the vents. Let me take a photo and show you guys. It's not even showing up on camera, but it kind of looks like dust and dirt, but at the same time it looks like watermarks almost, which is strange. And then flipping to the bottom, looks pretty good as well, which is a good sign because last time I bought a refurbished PS5, it was actually magic erased on the bottom, straight from Sony themselves, which is very disappointing. And also, guys, I gotta say, they included the wrong charging cable. I mean, on the PS5 Pro and PS5 Slim, you should be getting a USB-C to USB-C because the two front ports are USB-C. So a USB-A to USB-C it sucks because you got to plug it into the back of the console, which it's not easily accessible. But guys, I guess let's just go ahead and plug this console in and see if it even works. Also, a couple more things. I forgot to mention that we have a blue sticker here, a purple sticker here. Not sure what those are for and if they did anything to the inside. We'll, of course, take the plates off later. And guys, something else to note here are the differences in horizontal stands. The ones they included with GameStop are here on the left. These right here are the OEM ones that came with the PS5 Pro. And you can see here on the left, they're just completely different. Also, it looks like this part is just like shaved off almost, like they just had a big chunk and like used a saw or something and cut these off to make these. And then the grippy part on the bottom is not grippy in the least bit. It's just kind of there for show. So I guess not a big deal because these things kind of suck anyway, but it's just strange that they're creating knockoff horizontal stands. These are not even 3D printed. Like I've seen 3D printed ones. These are just like weird. I don't know. But guys, let's plug the console in now and see if it works. All right, guys, console's plugged in. Let's go ahead and see if it turns on. I'm a little concerned because the packaging was questionable, but it looks like it's turning on so far. All right, guys, so we are booted up here, and I'm kind of curious what software version we're on. Like, has this thing been played at all, or when was it played? Let's just start with that. So console's on 10.2, which I think makes sense because the most recent update is 10.4, which came out in like early December, so kind of depends on when this console was refurbished. But let's head back here and try to download a game to start with, make sure the internet works and all that kind of good stuff. So we'll download Astro's Playroom, because why not? We always do. So guys, I did download without an issue. Let's go to the controller demo though and test this thing out, because I am a little concerned on this thing. It's been well loved, so let's verify it works. Whoa. Wait a second. Oh no, the microphone doesn't freaking work. You gotta be kidding me. Watch this, guys. So microphone, tell me to blow in right. You gotta be kidding me. I mean, like, can't make this stuff up, guys. Every time, like, they can't ever get it right. Let me play the game for a little bit and just make sure it doesn't have any graphic artifacts or anything, because, like, who knows at this point? Like, so guys, I've been playing for like 5 or 10 minutes and it's working fine so far. Not a long-term test, but good enough for now. Let's go back though. The next thing I want to try out is putting a disk drive on this thing and just making sure it notices it's there. So let's try that. All right, so breaking off the top or the bottom piece right here, we actually have some like little tiny broken pieces, I guess, from the casing, which is interesting. Well, I guess that's what that's from, huh? Let's go ahead and toss on our disk drive and see if this works. All right, guys, console back on, and sure enough, it does register the disk drive, or notices the disk drive, and so it wants me to register it now. I'm not going to register it because I don't really care right now. I just wanted to test that out. But guys, let's go ahead and turn the console off and take off the rest of the plates and see what they did to this console. All right, so next plate coming off here is this one. And yep, there's where we got our purple sticker, which again, not really sure what that's there for, but okay. Still got this sticker fully intact here. Let's go ahead and flip her over. Now this plate off looks fine as well. Again, there's the blue sticker there. And for the big reveal is this plate is the warranty seal still there. Where is the warranty seal on this one? Oh yeah, there it is. I forgot. Warranty seal is down there. So it is still intact. So what did they refurbish here? Like, I mean, you can see the fan looks very clean in there. There's nothing going on in the back of this thing. It works fine, except the controllers doesn't work. What was refurbished and why do they already have it as refurbished? I mean, like, I can understand open box at this point, but refurbished doesn't make sense to me. But guys, let's go ahead and move on to the next console I got from GameStop. Now guys, next up we have a pre-owned PS5 Pro, not refurbished, it's pre-owned. Also in a massive box, so maybe there's the actual PS5 Pro box inside, but let's open it up and find out. What? Surprise! Another box. And inside of box number 2, we actually have a pre-owned sticker and a serial number sticker reformatted on 12/10. So you're telling me somebody traded in their PS5 Pro in early December? Like, that's wild. Let's open it up and see what's inside of this thing. This box also feels a little bit light. Oh, okay, it's in there, okay. So we have, oh wow, we actually have the real cord here, the USB-C to USB-C cord. Also have an HDMI cord and our power cord, that's the correct one. Now, will we have a functioning controller this time? That's the real question. And at first glance, this one actually might be the one that came with the PS5 Pro and not just some kind of random garbage one they included. Yeah, thumbsticks feel OEM. Doesn't look like it's been used much at all. You can tell by that back, the writing is still very clear. Nice. So they taped the bubble wrap to the console itself, so it's got some sticker residue on the bottom. Actually not too bad, so it's just something else to know. Now here on the top of the console, actually this is the bottom of the console, looks pretty good. Looks like it's barely got any wear and tear. And flipping to this side also looks pretty good. There's a couple little scratches, but you'll never be able to see those on camera. Now flipping to the back, I see a few little scratches around the HDMI ports. It's definitely been plugged in and used before. And then the glossy part, the glossy part's definitely got a ton of fingerprints on it. So somebody definitely had this in their house, just throwing it around and using it and stuff. But all things considered, not too bad. But let's go ahead and plug this bad boy. Wait, hold on. Where are the horizontal stands? Here's all the packaging included. Nothing in that box. This is insane. Every time I buy a console from these guys, it's always something. So now I gotta have my console play like this. Oh wait, hold on. That HDMI port is super loose. What in the world? It's not horrible, but like it's dang loose. But let's go ahead and try to turn this console on, see if it works. So got power here, and they literally messing me up every single time they do anything. Like, I don't understand. Now the console does appear to be actually factory reset. So let me go ahead and set this thing up, and we'll get to the main screen. So we have the console booted up. Let's go ahead and check out the system here and see what version we're on. So this one's also on 10.2, so also was not updated, which is just interesting to see. Let's go back and start by downloading a game. And then messing with the HDMI port, like, dude, it's just like, I mean, it's like there, but you can see, yeah, it should not be wiggling that much on a brand new PS5 Pro. Let me compare. So right here is the refurbished PS5 Pro from GameStop. This one is the used one that we have plugged in right now. And they both actually wiggle around, but you can see this one just slides out very easily. This one, a lot more resistance. You can just hear it versus this one. You can't tell on camera, but I can just feel it. There's a whole lot more resistance on this one where it should be, you know, locking into place. This one's just sliding in and out, which upon further inspection doesn't really surprise me because as I'm plugging this console in, I get a whiff out the back, and sure enough, smells like a combo of cigarette smoke and a Juul, or it's just like somebody had this console for like 2 weeks and they already made it smell like cigarettes. It's minor, but like imagine if this thing was in their house for another 2 months. It would have reeked of cigarettes. So let's go ahead and boot up this game and just make sure it works. Well, the good news is the microphone works on this controller. As you can see, that's what's supposed to happen. So the controller works, kind of unsurprisingly, since it looks pretty good. Let me go ahead and just test out this game for a little bit and make sure there's no issues. So guys, just playing around a little bit. Console seems fine. I don't see any like GPU artifacting or anything so far. But let's go back to the main menu now. And actually, I want to turn this console off. Oh, I died. And yeah, we'll turn this console off and put the disk drive on and just make sure that reads up. Alright, so plate popped off here. Let's go ahead and pop the disk drive on. And as you can see, looks like the warranty seal is still intact. So this console has not been opened up. So as you can see, disk drive is on and it's showing up as wanting to register. So that's good to go. But let's go ahead and turn the console back off and take the plates off and see what they did to this thing, or if anything. I'm really curious about the fan because, like I said, I smelled some cigarette smoke or something. And oh yeah, so that plate's off and you've been getting a good whiff of it there. I'll show some photos on the screen. You won't be able to see it very well because, like I said, this person only had the console for like 3 weeks. So there's not that much cigarette dust on there, as I like to call it, but you can see it's there. Unbelievable, man. Let's take off the other plates, though. And flipping to this side, it looks pretty good, but you can see some of the residue here, and oh yeah, they smell straight like a vape. Yeah, so somebody was vaping and smoking cigarettes around this thing. Just, At least the console works, but just very strange. But guys, let's go ahead and move on to the next console now. All right, guys, next refurbished PS5 Pro from GameStop is in, and I went through a bunch of stuff trying to get this thing. I actually ordered another PS5 Pro before this, but GameStop said they shipped it, but they didn't ship it. I had to go back and forth with their customer service. I can make an entire video about their customer service because it's just awful, but we'll skip over that for this video, and let's just go ahead and get into this console. And as you can see, a bunch of stickers on this thing. It does say it's a PS5 Pro digital white, which is what it should be, but let's go ahead and pop it open and see what's inside. Wait, what? Okay, so what is this? Oh no, it's like it's packaging like the first PS5 where they put it in this weird thing. What is this, dude? I guess that's fine, but like it's so strange. But anyways, let's take a look at the controller and cords first here. So we have they did it again. They gave me a they gave me a Nintendo USB cable. So they gave me a USB-A to USB-C cable, which is just not good for a PS5 Pro because you got to plug it into the back instead of the front. We also do have we got some stands here. We have our controller, and we got these little things again, which is nice. Let's go ahead and take a look at the controller and see if it's like new or used. And sticks do feel third party again. I think like the first console we saw. And in the back here, oh yeah, the back of this thing has tons of Magic Eraser all over the back here, all over the grips as well. Actually, that right there is just completely worn down, which to be honest is a bit garbage because the PS5 Pro came out a month ago and they're pairing, you know, controllers from 4 years ago with this thing, so kind of annoying. But we also have our power cable, HDMI cable, which look good as well. And let's just take a look at these stands here. And yep, again, they are these like weird like knockoff stands, not the original ones. Original ones are already bad enough, but these are just even worse. Just I don't know, man. Let's go ahead and take a look at this console though. All right, console is out, and first glance at the top looks fine. We've got some dust and grime. Actually, there's a lot of gunk on the top of this thing, but overall not too bad. Fortunately, Sony made these PS5 Pros all matte, so they don't get scratched up too bad. And then here on the bottom looks fine as well. You know, not perfect, but we don't expect perfect. It is a refurbished console. And then here in the middle, the glossy part looks fine. There is some scratching around the USB ports, which is kind of expected. And then, oh yeah, we got our 2TB sticker up there. And also a purple sticker down here for whatever reason. But guys, let's go ahead and plug this console in and see if it works. Plugged in, let's see if we get power, and let's turn it on. Oh wait, oh dude. All right guys, so setting this console up, and the first thing I noticed is I'm trying to scroll down, the bottom D-pad is jacked up. There's like something probably lodged inside of there, either that or the mesh pad or whatever underneath it is just messed up. It works, but it's super mushy, like horribly mushy. But guys, we are set it up now. Let's go to the settings and check out what system software we're on here. All right, so we're on 10.20, which I believe is more recent than the other ones we tested. I already forgot at this point, but there is another update after this one. But guys, let's go back and I'll try to sign in as well here and just make sure we're not banned or anything. Ew, okay, so yeah, console is updating now, and in the meantime I was looking at this D-pad, and you can sure enough see some gooey stuff just in that D-pad. Like, oh, that's disgusting. I mean, like the controller was just clearly not tested. I don't get it. Good news, I'm signed in. It is not banned, so let's go ahead and download a game now. We'll play for a little bit and just make sure it works properly. Wow, microphone's good this time. Let's go. All right, so playing a little bit, I also figured out the right analog stick is a little bit like rough right there. Like they replaced it with a third-party stick, and something's just off right there. It's not bad, but it's just another thing to pile on. It's always something. But guys, I'm playing for a little bit, and console's working fine. So let's go ahead and turn the console off and take the plates off and just see if GameStop did anything to the console itself. All right, starting with this side, looks fine there. I don't really see any dust or grime in the fan at all. So like, was this console, I guess I see a little bit there. Was the console used at all? Like, I don't understand these whole refurbished things. Like, are they actually refurbishing PS5 Pros a month after they came out? Like if so, what are they refurbishing? And this side looks fine as well. And underneath that plate looks good as well. And then last but not least, we should be able to get a look at our warranty seal, which looks fine unless they replace the warranty seal, but who knows? I mean, GameStop feels like a company that could get access to that kind of thing because they're so large. But guys, let me know what you think about this whole haul. But guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. So guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe down below. And also, let me know you made it this far and say, we made it to the end, GameStop. Just comment that down below, and I'll see you guys next time.